All right, another one. What's good, everybody? This is Ryan Johnson with MoneyBass.com. All right, guys, back for another one. Hope you guys had a good time last night on Tuesday, the last live stream that we did. Let's go ahead and do another one, guys. So we did kind of mention this topic yesterday. So let's kind of get into it. I did try to put together a little poll, to try to get some input so we can have some, some differences of opinions and just kind of toss some ideas back and forth to see what everybody is thinking whenever we get into this topic, guys. All right, so just hit a 1 in the chat for me just to make sure you guys can hear me okay, see me okay, make sure everything looks good, sounds good. Just trying to get everything lined up so we can get into it and have a good time again tonight, guys. All right, so I see a few guys coming into the live stream. Really appreciate you guys coming back again tonight. So this should be a good one. This should be a good one, guys. All right, so let's see who we have in here. All right, we see we're getting active down in the comment section. And also, just want to give a few shout outs, guys. I really appreciate everybody that has been supporting the channel. Please make sure you hit the like button on your way in. It really does help out the channel. And we are growing, guys. We are growing very, very fast. We are about to hit the 5,000 subscriber mark. So if you are watching and you have not subscribed, come on, help us out, guys. Let's hit that subscribe button so we can go ahead and hit that 5,000 subscriber mark and get that going, and also hit the like button. All right, so let's see who we have checking in tonight. Uh-oh, guys, look who we have. It is Big Jim Fishing. Hey, Money Bass, what is going on, Big Jim? Glad you were able to join in on the live stream. And let's see who else we have. All right, so he says, great thumbnail, by the way. All right, appreciate that. Yeah, you know how to do a little something, kind of make it exciting for everybody. All right, and then Shimano Shane. We have Shimano Shane back. All right, he says, what's up, Chief? Go Navy. All right, so hey, you got a fellow Navy guy in the chat. All right, and then we have, okay, so you guys are in there getting to it. All right. All right, and then we have Harry. What is going on, Harry? Glad you can make it back. How are you doing, Money Bass? Hello, Big Jim. So yeah, I mean, we're building a little community here. So guys in the chat, in the comments, you guys kind of know each other. So hey, let's see what you guys have to say. And also, I mean, you can go ahead and get things going as far as how you feel about the topic at hand. And also, we'll see if you let's see, yeah, Harry's in here. So yeah, Harry. So we'll see if your partner Chicken Hawk wants to come back and we can kind of continue that discussion that we were having as far as what may happen at this next lake, since I had to stomp him a little bit over there at Gunnersville. So we'll see what he has to say about that. All right, let's see who else we have coming in here. Okay, we have Harry. All right, Harry hit me with the 1s and the 2s. All right, so Deshaun Peck, what is going on? Glad you came back. Longtime supporter of the channel. Hudson, all right, back again. And we have Jason Hayes and Darren Pearson. All right, stepping in. Big Jim still hit me with the 1. And we got one more fish back in for the live stream. All right, really, really appreciate it. All right, so it looks like you guys are liking that thumbnail. I like the thumbnail as well. All right, really appreciate that. All right, what's going on, Hudson? And we have Todd Larson. All right, appreciate you coming and checking out the live stream. So yeah, guys, basically what we do each week, we get together. Generally, the live streams are going to be on Tuesdays at 8 p.m., depending on, what's going on out there. And if anybody has any specific topics that they want to discuss, then I'll go ahead and throw a Wednesday night in there also. And yeah, just getting some messages from you guys too. But yeah, so we'll throw a Wednesday night in there. On this channel, we generally talk about tournaments, tournament fishing, do some reviews, go over different types of lures or products, things like that. And also, we'll do some hot topics every now and then, just kind of spice it up and have some fun with everybody. All right, let's see who else we have checking in. We have Harry says, sounds good, but you don't, but don't know about look good. All right, Harry's already getting started with it. All right, yeah, so yeah, guys, I always give shout outs. I want to, give some recognition to the guys that continue to come back and support the channel. And also just give a little bit of time for some people to go ahead and ease into the live stream before we get started and get into things. But as you guys saw, the thumbnail and the title of the video, it's like, what's going on with this live imaging thing? It's been an ongoing conversation, and we did kind of get into it last night. So that is how we ended up having that topic again set up for tonight. And hold on one second, just checking in. Okay, yeah. So I still have some more people checking in because this is also streaming on Facebook, guys. So I'm trying to get that going. So I'm just trying to get a few other things set up. All right. So yeah, it looks like you guys like that thumbnail. Hudson says the thumbnail was great. All right. What's going on, Jared? We have Jared checking in. All right. And then Harry says asking for 5K to get the new accessory for Mega Live. Yeah. I mean, that target lock, that would be something nice to add to my little, my little arsenal, but we'll see. We'll see. I may have some other things I need to take care of first. Uh-oh, guys, we have Josh back in the live stream. Haven't seen you in a minute, but glad you made it back. And I mean, what's going on? The tournament season is now over. I don't know if you've watched the last two live streams, but we finished up on Lake Gunnersville. I was able to pull in that first place on that and get the Angler of the Year title once again. All right. So, but Josh, what's going on? Hit me up on my Instagram. Because I know you're probably back in town now from doing your traveling and stuff like that. And we can get out there and see what those spotted bass are doing out there on Lake Lanier. All right, let's see who else we have. Darren Pearson says, so who won the prediction on Hartwell about the weight? So we did have some people that for our classic, we finished that up on Lake Hartwell. And again, guys, I'm just giving just a few minutes, maybe like 1 or 2 more minutes for some people to kind of trickle in, give a few shout outs. Then we will get into the meat of the conversation tonight and just kind of get some input and everything from the other people. But what I do is go through the chat a little bit too for people that are new to the channel. Welcome. I really appreciate you stopping in so we can kind of get into it. And like I said, just share some differences of opinions. Maybe it'll be the same opinions or whatever, but just kind of share some ideas about what people think about the whole live imaging thing. All right, let's see. So, as far as the weights go, somebody did guess. So I remember you guessed that it would be 12 pounds. So it ended up being around, I think around 17 or 18 pounds for those 2 days on that lake. So fall fishing is tough. So I would say that was a good turnout as far as the bags that came in based on the time of the year and that lake. I did not pre-fish. I just went out there and just went off of, just had to go for what I know based on whenever I fished there before and just kind of studying other lakes that we fished within the recent past 2 months, because I know we fished Lanier, Russell, Gunnersville, and it was another lake I fished a tournament at. I can't keep up with it, but yeah. So just using that information, I just kind of transferred that to Hartwell. So once I got to that lake, I just used that information to kind of guide me to where I needed to go, and it kind of worked out for me. I was still able to get a 4th place. So I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that finish. But yeah, so I can't remember the weights, guys. So what I said was look for you guys to kind of come back and remind me who guessed what. But I remember, I think I said that it would be around that 15 to 20 pound range. So I was right in there. But somebody else said around the same thing. But yeah, so if anybody knows who guessed the right weight, go ahead and pop that in the comments too. All right, and then we have Vernon Neal. All right, there he is. He is. If you guys look down at the bottom of the screen, what you see scrolling down there is the thank you for the people that have actually contributed and sponsored some of the shows and some of the live streams. And Vernon Neal, you see him scrolling right across the screen. He is the current sponsor of the show because it carries on from the previous show onto this show. But when somebody kicks in and hits us up with that Cash App, Super Chat, things like that, then they'll kind of take that spot as the sponsor of tonight's show. So that's just something that we've kind of added, just to add a little something extra for you guys and for the channel. So I really, really appreciate anybody that takes the time to show any support and sponsoring any of the shows. All right, and we have one more fish. What do you have to say? Sold my Mega Live the other day, got a new Garmin LVS 34 and the 8612. Woo! Okay, so you kicked out some funds on that. Yeah, so I heard that's a pretty nice setup. Pretty nice setup with that LVS 34. Yeah, so you're doing your thing. So how do you like it so far as being out there? And if you had the live imaging Mega Live, so you kind of know what to expect as far as live imaging goes. So, but I'm pretty sure that you're out there having a good time with the live imaging. I mean, just give us some feedback. Give us some feedback. Let us know. All right, and then we have Jason Hayes says, good evening, Mr. MoneyBass from KCMO KC Chief Country. All right. That is a long statement right there. All right, really appreciate you dropping in and supporting the channel. Then we have Stanley Epperly says, finally get to see you live. There we go. Yes, you have finally caught up with me. How are you how are you, lip ripper? Gunnersville bound in March. All right. Hey, Gunnersville is a nice lake. It's tough, but maybe whenever you hit that up in March, things will change up a little bit. And guys, let's go ahead and give a big shout out to the sponsor of tonight's show so far is going to be AV to the 7th power, guys. So let me go ahead and change the banner. So if you look along the bottom, like I was saying, the sponsor of the show is whoever gives the largest super chat, cash app, or I think it's a super sticker. Some of the people can send over to the channel, but she is now the sponsor of tonight's live stream. So bear with me one quick, guys. And so we've been going just for a few minutes. Looks like we have a nice little crowd has showed up, and I can see we have some loyal subscribers and supporters of the channel in here. So let me just go ahead and get this banner updated for now, and then we will go ahead and get started on things. All right, just bear with me real quick, guys. So let me just change this real quick. All right, so Vernon Neal, very, very much appreciated you supporting and sponsoring the last show. And now let's add in here AV to the 7th power. All right, and you guys make sure you check out AV's channel. She is a law student, and she does a lot of reviews on some hot topics and things that you guys may be interested in also. And she does reviews on certain type of products, but I think her channel is mainly gearing towards doing legal reviews on hot topics and things like that. So it's a very interesting channel. Make sure you guys take a look at her channel and support that, and go ahead and give it a like and subscribe over there. All right, so let's see. Let me get back over here in these comments. All right, so once again, shout out to AV to the 7th power. All right, and let me get back up here and get caught up real quick. All right, so I had already got you. Got Vernon Neal. What is going on? Really appreciate the support of the channel. All right, and then Harry says, looking forward to getting Mega Live and learning it next year. I really enjoy the Mega 360. Yes, that Mega 360, it will get out there and do its thing, especially for shallow water. And of course, I mean, once you get that live imaging, I'm pretty sure that you'll like that. But hey, that's going to bring us into tonight's topic too. So let me do this also. So the other thing we do, guys, once we get started going over the topic, and what I'm going to do tonight is actually pull up a video that some of you guys may have seen where he's talking about this topic. And I'll kind of go over that and just give my input on it. And I'm going to drop the link in the chat. So if anybody wants to come up and kind of share their views on it. And I know last time when we did a poll here, it was probably about, was it maybe like 86% of the people that are watching may use some form of live imaging. And then what is that? Maybe it was a little less than that. But we still have some people, that are kind of, some people have live imaging, some people don't. So I kind of want to hear from both sides, guys, to see the people that think it should be banned. Why specifically should it be banned in your opinion? And then the people that are, for live imaging. I mean, that's kind of a given thing, but I just want to hear some people's responses on those things to see if you think those are valid reasons, and both opinions on both sides of that. So that's pretty much how we're going to do it tonight, guys. But let me go ahead and zoom through the current chats that we have, the text that we have, and then I will pull up this video, go over and review the video. And let me just go ahead and let me see. Hold on one second, guys. Drop this link in the chat for you. All right, so the link is in the chat, and basically all you have to do if you want to come up and kind of, talk about this topic, just click that link. Make sure you are cammed up, make sure your lighting is good, that your audio is good, and then, we can have a conversation. Maybe I'll bring one or two people up and we can talk about it. And also, let's see if your partner Chicken Hawk is going to come into the live stream tonight. All right, let me just see how much we have to go in these comments real quick. All right, so here we go. Let us hop right back to where we were at. Just let me catch up, guys. Let me catch up. You guys are active in the comments, which is always a great thing because it adds for a great experience on the live stream. And let me see, where were we at? Let me just get caught up, guys. 1 second. All right, there we go. All right, so Jones, we have Jones back. Jones is a supporter of the channel. Also, really appreciate the contribution to the channel and showing up in the live stream and getting active in the comment section. All right, and Jones says, hello, glad to be here. Really appreciate that. All right, and Josh says, let's go. We'll hit you up soon. Hey, there we go. I mean, we got to get out there and find those 5-pounders out there on Lake Lanier. They're out there waiting for us. All right, then Stanley Epperly says, waving from Ohio. There we go. We have some people coming from a little bit of everywhere in here. All right, and then Jared, he says, I use my Mega 360 way more than LiveScope. We'll be on Sinclair this weekend for a tournament. We need to link up and shoot some content. 206K followers on TikTok. All right, so you are up there. You are doing your thing. Good job with that. But yeah, so hit me up on my Instagram. Let me just put that banner across here real quick for anybody that wants to reach out to me. 1 second. Let me just change this little ticker that's scrolling down here on the bottom. So that is my Instagram, is at official MoneyBass. So if anybody wants to hit me up. So yeah, Jared, hit me up. Lake Sinclair out there in Milledgeville. I do okay on that lake. It's a nice lake. On that lake, I generally go for largemouth. It's not really, to me, a spotted bass lake, because yeah, you're not really gonna win anything unless you know how to target those largemouth on that lake. All right, and let's see who else we have checking in over here. We have one more fish says getting installed on December 8th, hiding it from the wife. Hiding it from the wife. Well, hopefully she doesn't watch the live stream, but yeah, I know what you're saying, man. So yeah, got that December 8th. So you have your own surprise Christmas gift coming up. All right, just want to give another shout out to AV. Really appreciate it. Make sure you guys check out her channel. All right, and Harry Estep says, is your daddy still doing work this evening? So I don't know what Mr. Chicken Hawk is going to be doing, but I mean, I have dropped let me go ahead and drop this link in there again. So at some point, I think he will be coming onto the live stream, so we can kind of continue that talk that we were having about our possible Logan Martin trip. All right, and let me see, guys. Let me just see how many more messages we have. Okay, I'm almost caught up. As soon as I get caught up on these comments, then we will head straight over into the video, guys. And after the video, then we'll do a little, back and forth talking and see what you guys think about it. All right. And then we have Shimano Shane says, we need to ban crybabies from bass fishing, not the LiveScope. Oh, man, come on. That sounds like put them up right there. I mean, we need to ban the crybabies. Well, we'll get into it, guys. We'll see, what you guys are thinking out there. Okay, one more fish says, got to use Mega Live on clear water of Green Bay. Worked great, but feel the Garmin is just a better resolution. So yeah, I mean, some people are liking the LiveScope, and seeing the benefits in that. And some people are seeing the benefits of that Mega Live and also the Active Target. So everybody's out there kind of duking it out once you get out there on the water. And to me, as long as you are able to get your system kind of dialed in to what is good for you and the way that your style of fishing is, and maybe you may have to adjust a few things as far as your style to match the equipment that you have, but hey, those possibilities are out there. But yeah, glad you're out there enjoying that experience. And let me see, got the Mega Live. Okay, all right. So yeah, so you're out there doing your thing. All right, and then Harry says, what's her view on the cheating fisherman case? AV. AV. You have some people like, what are the legal ramifications on cheating in a fishing tournament? So some people want to hear some of that professional opinion on there. I don't know. Hit her up in the chat, guys. She may answer a few questions. All right. Then she says, happy early Veterans Day, brother. Thank you. All right. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. All right. And guys, look what we have. Looks like I have to do a little work before we get into the video real quick, but we have Big Jim Fishing. He has jumped in and took over the show. Big Jim Fishing is now the sponsor of the show, guys. So listen, Big Jim Fishing, he has a YouTube channel. He fishes BFLs. He goes over electronics, tutorials, go over product reviews, and he is out there in that new Phoenix, guys. And it has just been wrapped. So Big Jim Fishing is out there doing his thing. You guys have to check out his channel. Make sure you search Big Jim Fishing on YouTube. Go straight to his channel, and he has some great live imaging tutorials, and also for you guys that are interested in that new target lock system, He is out there doing his thing with that. Big Jim Fishing. Make sure you guys go and check out his channel. And let me just get in here real quick. Just bear with me again, guys. Let us go ahead, and he said move over, AV. Let's go ahead and put Big Jim Fishing on here. All right, so we have Big Jim Fishing. He is now the sponsor of tonight's live stream, guys. All right, really appreciate that, Big Jim. All right, and let's go ahead and put this down here and pop that up. And there we go. Sponsor of the live stream is Big Jim Fishing. Really appreciate that. All right, and let's see where we're at with these messages real quick. All right, and so AV says, I'll have to weigh in, Harry. All right, so she may give a little input. She's so, I mean, you know, she's on the legal side, so she has to do a little research first. She, you know, she has to check into it and see what kind of cheating with these guys doing. She can't just, you know, just give it off the top, just throwing out an opinion on it. So, you know, she's gonna be professional with it. Let's see what AV has to say about those walleye cheaters. So that's basically what it was, AV, some walleye cheaters. It was a very big topic that was going around, and you probably heard about it because it made it way outside of the fishing realm. All right, so Harry's kind of laughing about that. And then don't weigh too much. All right, and let's see who else we have in here. We have Stanley says, what is your experience with the Lake Master Smart Strike? All right, so real quick with the Lake Master Smart Strike, I have found that it is accurate in my opinion, but I've never used it beforehand. What I would do is I was just so used to going out on the lake and using Smart Strike. For you guys that don't know, Lake Master Smart Strike is the Lake Master chip is your mapping for your Humminbird units. And on that, there's a feature where you can put in the like the type of fish that you're targeting, the time of day, whether it is cloudy, rainy, you know, the weather conditions, things like that. And then it will show you the locations that you should target to get those specific types of fish. So I was fishing Lay Lake. So on Lay Lake, I was fishing a tournament out there. I think I had finished up my practice day, and then I remembered I had the Smart Strike on there. So I was like, let me just check and see what the information the Smart Strike would tell me. So I went ahead and plugged in the information, and when I looked on my mapping, the place where I had actually put waypoints where I caught fish, it was showing that the fish would be there. So it was kind of interesting. So like I said, I did not use it beforehand, which basically that's how it's designed, for you to go ahead and input that information and use that to go and locate and catch those fish at the locations that it kind of designates for you. So for me, I kind of did a little backwards because I didn't necessarily trust it, but I would say it's legit. It does its thing. All right, and then Harry says Big Jim will be rewatching the Mega Live videos on it. All right, there you go. Sounds good. All right, and AV says, reminder to like this stream if you haven't already. There you go, AV. There you go. Really appreciate that. She says 28 people in here and only 7 likes. Oh man, let me check for myself too. What's going on out here? You guys go ahead and hit that like button for me. So we're trying to get this channel boosted up. Like I said, we are sitting just below 5,000 subscribers, guys. We are growing very fast. So I'd appreciate it if you guys would take a second and hit that subscribe button so we can hit that 5,000 mark just a little bit sooner. So let me just hold on 1 second, guys. Just trying to get everything set up right here. And what I'll do, because these comments are coming in fast, guys. You guys are real active on this. So let me go ahead and get this video queued up and share my screen. And then what we'll do is just kind of do a walkthrough. And it's a YouTube video. So I'll be pulling this up and just using it under the fair use. I guess it's like a thing that allows us on YouTube to kind of review some different videos on here. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm just pulling up the video, and then we will go ahead and get into it. All right, let me see. There we go. All right, got that video. There we go. So hold on, let me go ahead and pause that. All right, just getting everything queued up, guys, so we can get right. There we go. And I need to share my screen. All right, here we go. Share. All right, there we go. So I have that queued up. All right, and how are we looking on the likes, guys? Let me just take a look myself real quick, and then we will get into it. Hold on one second. Kind of like to monitor things a little bit, make sure everything is looking good. So that way I can see exactly what you guys are seeing on your screen also, in case there's any type of glitches or issues that come up. And also, if you guys notice that the sound quality or anything like that is not sounding right or looking right, be sure to just kind of hit me up in the comment section and let me know. And here we go. Let's see. One second, guys. I'm almost there. Content. All right, so here we go. All right, one more second, guys. Got it. Pause. All right, there we go. All right, guys, we're looking good on the likes and everything. All right, so what I'm going to do is share my screen. So let's see who knows who this person is. Let me just find my spot in the chat, share my screen. There we go. Does anybody happen to know who this is that might be discussing live imaging? Does anybody know who that is? Let's see. Okay, I'm looking in the comments. Nobody's dropping any names in here yet. Just looking to see if anybody knows who this is. All right, there you go. I see the names coming in. Yes, this is Randy Blaukat. So he has a YouTube channel, guys. He drops videos like crazy. His work ethic is great. I mean, I've tried at one point to try to keep up with how he's dropping these videos, but it looks like he drops 3 or 4 videos per day. And he has some very good information because he has a lot of knowledge as far as the fishing world goes. I'm not sure how long he has been in the fishing industry, but you can tell through the tips and everything that he gives that he's very knowledgeable of the topic and what is going on in the fishing world. So basically, his stance is that he says to ban live imaging. And for me, I just want to kind of analyze that and see what is the reason that people are saying to ban it. And just just kind of hear some ideas and see if it's something that people that are looking to say that no, live imaging should not be banned. It's just like any other piece of equipment that people are using. And I call anything other than the man standing on the bank with one fishing pole, anything you continue to add after that, whether it's baits, whether it's different, I'm not baits, but the type of scents that you use on the baits, rattles, once you get your boat, somebody has a 250 versus a 150, whether you have side imaging, sonar, whether you have a flasher, just any of that stuff are enhancements to that person's skill set, because those things are actually helping that person get somewhat better in a certain aspect of fishing in some type of way. So to me, that's kind of how I look at it. And so now what we're discussing is, as you take those, let me just go ahead and change this up real quick so you guys can see me. But so as we continue to step up in the enhancements that we are adding to our gear or our knowledge base or the equipment that we use, now we have reached a point where we're looking at LiveScope, which is another enhancement to people's performance while they're out there on the lake. So how do people feel about that? Obviously, it is a very hot topic, and some people are saying we need to do away with it completely. But my question is why? Why would you want to do that? What is it specifically about live imaging that someone is saying to ban that, but not saying to ban side scan, sonar, down scan? Just about, you can just pick the list of enhancements that are added into the fishing arsenal. So what makes live imaging so special to where that should be targeted? And that is what we are going to be addressing. So as I see those type of comments drop into the comment section, then that is what I will be addressing. And then, like I said, if anybody wants to come up, then that link will be in the comment section, to where all you do is click that link, and then I will be able to pull you up and just hear your side of it, hear your input from it. And really, I'm interested in hearing from people that are saying to ban live imaging. That's kind of what I want to, I want to explore that a little bit more on this live stream. All right, so give me 1 second, guys, because I don't want to get too far behind in the comments, because you guys are moving. You guys are very active in the comment section. And like I said, that is a great thing, because it makes the live stream a lot more exciting whenever we have people that are participating in the comment section. Gives us a little more to talk about. But let me just kind of zoom through a few more of these real quick. So like I said, I do not get too far behind, and then I will go ahead and pull up go ahead and play the video. All right, 1 second. Let me just get caught up. All right, so here we have BC Lewis. BC Lewis says, I believe that the LiveScope and all others should be banned. All right, there we go. That is what I want to hear, because it is not really fishing, especially when new anglers don't have them. All right, there we go. So let's see. Look, I need to take some notes here, because I mean, BC fishing. I want somebody that that has that viewpoint to come up and kind of express that, because I want to get some clarification on some things. So we have BC Lewis says ban. All right, so we'll see. Whenever the link is in the comments section, so I will try to see who wants to come up in just a little bit. All right, and then one more fish says, just kidding, bro. So I can't remember, like, this is moving kind of fast, so I'm trying to keep up. But all right, Jay Kent says, just got Mega Live. Thanks to your channel, I've got it installed interference free. Uh-oh, there we go. That's what we want to hear. So yeah, so it sounds like you use some of those links and everything that I had in the description. So guys, I do have some links in the description that if you are trying to hook up your electronics, pretty much any brand, there's some information and some things in the description that will help you out. So make sure you guys always read the description. I try to put links to things in there that will help you out as far as discounts or products that I think will enhance your experience while you're out there on the lake. All right, and thanks to your channel, keep up the good work. All right, really appreciate that. We have Steve checking in, says, hey Ryan, what is going on? All right, and he says, attaboy Shimano Shane. All right, my opinion says Blaukat needs to be the first one. Come on, man, we can't ban people. We're just talking about opinions and just different viewpoints, basically. All right, but I get your point. Jones says LiveScope, Mega Live are all tools like anything else to use. You still have to get them to bite. That is correct. That is correct. All right. Vernon Neal says, no ban. Learning to use LiveScope is no different than learning to tie a good knot, throwing a bait caster, or learning to drive your boat, etc. These are all tools that we have at our disposal. All right. And then we have MJ Fishing 101 says, no need to ban live sonar. It helps catch more fish, but you have to know the movement of the fish to catch bigger bags. All right. All right. So there we go. And then let me see my opinion. At BC Lewis, I love the new Corvettes. I can't afford one, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to have one. All right, so we have some back and forth going on a little bit in there. But yeah, like I said, guys, let's kind of mix it up a little bit and see what you guys think. Harry says Smart Strike is another tool, and sometimes it is helpful. Yeah, so think about that, Harry. Think about that. If people knew about Smart Strike, they probably want to ban that, because what that does is it gives you specific areas to go and target fish. People will say, well, hey, you should have to do that yourself, but it's out there. So there's things out there. People just aren't familiar enough with them and know how to use them. And when they hear about it, they'll say, hey, that doesn't sound fair, get rid of it. But they don't know the full extent of it. And it doesn't necessarily mean you are going to catch fish in those locations. But that is another example of an enhancement that I was referring to. All right. And then Shimano Shane says, anyone know how to overlay Google Earth on a lake master map? All right. So we have some people in here that are good with those chips. So if anybody can help Shimano Shane out with that question, you can just look back through the chat and find it. But there it is right there. He has a Google Earth question. All right. And then Shadow Bass and what is going on? All right. Appreciate you coming into the live stream. One more fish says Bass Forecast is an app that sounds similar to Smart Strike. Right. So there are some other apps out there, but Smart Strike is actually built right into your unit. I mean, right into that chip. All right. Then we have Jay Kent says no ban, no ban. I'm late to the show. Who's this? GS Fishing says I'm late to the show, but congratulations on Angler of the Year. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Yeah. Put in a little hard work to make that happen once again. So yeah, good thing. All right. So yeah, you guys were saying Randy. So you guys knew who it was. It was, yes, this is Randy. My opinion, look at you. Okay. And then somebody says Randy. So yeah, I mean, he has some interesting viewpoints on some things. And this one, guys, this viewpoint from today that I heard, it is definitely an interesting viewpoint. So we're going to get into that. All right, let me just see how many. Yeah, you guys are really getting to it in the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the video, because right now I don't know if I will be able to get caught up in the chat right now. So I will do the best I can, but for now I am going to go ahead and pull up the Let me just see how I need to get this set up for you guys. So I will go ahead and pull this up and let's just listen in and see what he has to say. And then I'll kind of stop it. And what is that? Shimano Shane. What does Shimano Shane have on here? Let me. All right. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right. Randy B. Okay. Just getting things lined up so I can get right back into the comments. Whenever topics should be chill. Okay. All right. So here we go. So let's go ahead and take a listen and see what he has to say. And this is along the lines of basically getting LiveScope, Mega Live and Active Target, basically live imaging banned. So initially they were just saying to outright ban it, but that obviously was not working. So it looks like he may be kind of coming up with some creative solutions to how this might happen. All right, so let's go ahead and take a listen, guys. And also hit a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear this video. I'm going to play it and then I'll just stop it real quick.
Across the country being the one that finally bans LiveScope and saves our lakes from them. This actually, I'll tell you how this started here.
Okay, so I just played just a few seconds of that. And were you guys able, just hit a 1 in the chat to, okay, I see a bunch of ones coming in. And I believe that was Shimano Shane that had a question about the Lake Master. And there you go. You have Josh, an expert in the field of dealing with those Lake Master chips. He says he can help with Lake Master mapping. So make sure you go ahead and hit him up in the comments so he can help you out with that. And without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at this video and see what he has to say.
Topic of this video. One of my subscribers sent me a message last week and was saying, "Hey, I just want to run something by you." He goes, most conservation departments in states across the country, they have some type of a limit on technology as far as it can be used in hunting. And he read through that, read through all the different things that were not legal in hunting, sort of took away some from the sport, or negatively impacted the game in some way, shape, or form.
Okay.
And he was running the idea by me about seeing about if the conservation departments think that forward-facing sonar and LiveScope are the same type of threat to the sustainable fisheries over the.
All right. So basically, it looks like they're looking for a workaround since they can't go directly after live imaging. They're going to try to look into hunting and other, I guess, outdoor sports things that may have limitations and try to apply that in the fishing world, guys. What do you guys think about that? That sounds pretty interesting. Let's see what else he has to say.
Future. So anyway, I reached out. Actually, today I contacted several different state conservation departments, and I posed the question to them, and they were very familiar with the issue, guys. Apparently, a lot of the conservation departments have had a lot of public outcry against LiveScope and forward-facing sonar. So much so that several of them that I talked to they have been and they're currently conducting studies to see if forward-facing sonar and LiveScope is negatively impacting the fisheries.
Wow.
And I was talking.
So think about that, guys. So they're saying that they are receiving complaints, and it sounds like they're complaints from fishermen themselves. So what are your thoughts on that? Just where we're at so far. So the complaints that they're receiving input from people saying that they feel that it is affecting the fishery in some type of way. I wonder what is causing that feeling, because in the bass fishing world right now, fall fishing around this time, it's tough for everybody pretty much, unless you're just somebody that's been on the lake and you have figured something out that may work for that week or two. But this fall fishing transaction is hitting everybody hard, whether you're at Lake Gunnersville, Lake Russell, Lake, where was I just at? Lake Hartwell, Lake Lanier, all of these different lakes that I've fished recently. All of them, whenever you're talking to the locals or people that are just having tournaments there, they're pretty much struggling. Of course, there's some people that are going to come in with some decent bags, but for the most part, those numbers are down right now during fall fishing. So are they possibly equating the time of year to noticing that, like, hey, I'm not catching as many fish now, so let me go and talk to DNR, because I saw that guy over there looking down at his screen all day and catching a few fish. So that doesn't seem right to me because I wasn't catching anything. I don't know, but let's listen. Maybe he has more to say on that.
This particular agent, and he was very receptive to the idea. about the concerns that I had, and I explained to him about the YouTube channel I have and the subscribers being overly or overwhelmingly opposed to forward-facing sonar, and they were very aware of that. Now, these particular studies that they're doing, one thing that I hope that they do on it is I think that the studies have to take place over a fair amount of time, because you can't just like put the study into effect when LiveScope and forward-facing sonar is just starting to get in the mainstream and have some type of accurate sampling. I
Right.
don't know how long that's going to take, but
So,
I did. One of the agents did send me some of the sampling that they had from the surveys, and as far as the catch ratios on lots of different species, bass, crappie, walleye, that type of stuff,
okay.
most of them, most every single survey that they had, well, first of all, every survey they had, they showed the live scope anglers catching more fish. Some of them ranged anywhere between 2 to 5 fish a day over, non-live scopers. So there's definitely an impact on the amount of fish.
All right. So that's interesting, guys. What do you guys think about that? So they're saying that people who have live scope are catching more fish. My question would be, do people who have side imaging, are they catching more fish than people who don't have side imaging, that they only have sonar, or people that have sonar catching more fish than people who do not have sonar, downscan, live imaging? So as you step up in your equipment, whether it's even a better fishing boat, all of the gear that we talk about, like I said, that are enhancements, are all of these things leading to people catching more fish? And still, what is it about live imaging that is making people say, no, that is enough? That's kind of what I'm waiting to see if they get to that in this video clip. Let's see what else he has to say.
That are coming out of a fishery, especially crappie. So anyway, they're concerned about it. It's on the radar.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me pause again real quick. Did you guys catch that? Crappie. We're bass fishermen. So, like I said, to me, it sounds like they're looking for a loophole in order to get to live imaging. Because us as bass fishermen, what would that necessarily have to do with us? So they were using hunting to kind of apply that to fishing. But when they apply it to fishing, they're applying it to crappie fishing because, guys, we release our fish. In all of the tournaments that I fish, I've never seen somebody say, hey, put all those live fish in this bucket over here because we're about to have a fish fry. If you do something like that at a bass tournament, people will go crazy. Somebody might try to fight you if they notice that you're killing bass. I mean, I've seen people get very upset whenever there are dead fish at a tournament. So we do what we can to make sure we keep those bass alive. And again, guys, this is a bass fishing channel. But I mean, we do talk about other types of fishing, but mainly we're talking about tournament bass fishing and trying to see how that is going to relate to trying to get this system banned.
Or that this could have a negative effect on our fisheries. And studies are underway with it right now. We'll see how they shake out. One thing he did leave me with is every agency in every conservation department in the country, they have an email address that you can contact, and you can request regulation changes. So I contacted the Missouri Department of Conservation, and
Oh,
I've got to request them to talk about a regulation change as far as prohibiting the use of forward-facing sonar in Missouri
ooh,
lakes. And you can do that the same too. If you're interested in this, you can contact your state's conservation department, and you can go on that same deal, and you
Randy
can
is
express your
serious,
concern
guys.
about having.
Randy is serious. He is serious about this. So he has contacted them. And basically, you guys out there that are catching all these fish on live imaging, he's telling on you. Randy said, I'm going to go and tell it. I'm telling. So he's putting in some type of request, or I guess some type of formal thing where they're going to go and investigate this issue to see if they can get rid of live imaging. What does that mean? We'll get into that, but let's see. Let's continue. Let's see what else he has to say.
Regulation changes in effect. So anyway, it's gotten to the point here where it's gotten into the fisheries management people's heads that this is an issue that they have to look into. So I found that pretty significant, that you would take that the agencies like this would be as concerned about it as a lot of anglers do. Now, a lot of their determination is going to be upon the data that they collect over this. They're going to make a determination if they feel that forward-facing sonar and LiveScope is negatively impacting the fisheries and the sustainability of the fisheries and the future of the fisheries.
Okay.
I
Okay.
can tell them, I can tell you right now, it is. There's, I mean, the studies are going to verify it, but when you go out and here, I'll use a prime example, guys.
Before he gets into his example, all right. So they are going to conduct investigation. So the information is not there yet. Right now, we are still dealing with feelings. People feel that it is harder to catch fish, possibly, or that it could be affecting the fisheries in some type of way. But in a sense, that is something that I would say that they are always concerned about. They're always going to be concerned about how fisheries are being affected by whatever type of thing is going on, whether it's grass on Gunnersville, whether it's the water levels being too high, too low, current, all of that stuff. Because guys, this is what you have to think about also. There are some areas where we go and fish. Those towns rely heavily on the traffic that is brought in through these bass tournaments, because that brings a lot of revenue to that city. So revenue for hotels, for food, for gas, for fishing equipment, tackle stores, all of that stuff. So we as fishermen, whenever we show up for a tournament in a city, we have a financial impact on that city. So, I mean, I would say that the job of the people of taking care of these lakes, that is going to always be something that they are concerned about. So this is just another thing to, in my opinion, that they are looking into. Not like it's some major thing that is, that is just taking over and causing some drastic change. And again, that's my opinion, because I have not done a study, just like it doesn't sound like anybody has done that study yet. If anybody knows about it, drop it in the comments so we can take a look at it. Let's see what else he has.
I follow a bunch of different lake reports across the country, and I follow all the Missouri reports here specifically. And these people, they're posting their catches. Everybody posts their catches. I can't tell you over the past 6 months how many photos and posts I've seen where guys will post and they'll show they have their limited crappie laying out across a piece of plywood. They'll say, "Yeah, got my limited crappie in 15 minutes this morning live scoping." Guys, it used to be,
Mm.
I crappie fish my whole life. And it's like more times than not, I would fish all day long crappie fishing and not catch my limit 15 crappie per person in Missouri, many times not catch your limit fishing all day long. And if you did catch a limit, you've had a great day. And now these guys are going out and catching limits of crappie in 30 minutes. You can't tell me that it's not going to have some type of an impact on the fishery. It's just like the fish, there's not like an infinite number of fish in these lakes. We have a finite amount of fish in the lake. So
Mm.
from the standpoint of the conservation department compiling data to see if it impacts the fishery, I have no doubt that they're going to see that it does. I just think.
All right, so let's think about that. So now he says he has no doubt. The studies haven't been done yet, but he has no doubt that it's going to affect those fisheries. Okay, guys. But what I would say is you might want to be careful what you ask for. Yeah, you might want to be careful what you ask for, because you just might get what you ask for. Because what if it does affect those fisheries? What would be a solution, do you guys think, that the DNR or what was the official title of the who would be doing the investigations? What if they do find out that it is affecting the fisheries? Let's just go ahead and listen to the rest of it, and then we will get into it, guys. Then we'll get into it.
That the data that they're going to acquire in that particular study, it's going to take a long time to get the accurate results. Like I said, you can't. I don't think you can do it as LiveScope just begins to come out like the
Okay, that's
last three or
fair.
four
That's
years.
fair.
It's the impact on the fishery with this is going to become more significant over time as more people have that technology. But anyway, it's sort of a glimmer of hope that maybe the conservation departments are going to be the people that save our lakes from forward-facing sonar
Uh-oh.
and other type of.
So the lakes need to be saved from forward-facing sonar, not saved from the depletion of the resources, but saved from forward-facing sonar. Why save it from forward-facing sonar? Why not concentrate on the fishery themselves? Think about it, guys. Think about that. Let's just go ahead and finish this out real quick, and then we'll get in.
Technology that's on the horizon. But like I said, if you guys are interested in that, go to your website of your state's conservation department. You can get on there and you can request, some type of a hearing for regulation.
All right, there we go, guys. So now you have heard what we are going to be discussing tonight. And another shout out to Big Jim. He is tonight's sponsor of this live stream, Big Jim Fishing. Make sure you guys go and check out his channel. Here's his comment. Check out my channel for Mega Live and Target Lock. Big Jim Fishing on Facebook and YouTube. All right, so you guys make sure you check him out. He does a lot of great things in the fishing industry. All right, so let's see. Now we have seen that. I hope you guys have took a few notes on some things. I just want to see what your opinions are. So now we are going to hit the comments again, guys. So you guys are down here. You're getting into it. I see you guys are into this one. So I just want to see. So I dropped the link in here. I don't know if Chicken Hawk is. Let's see it. Let me see what's going on over here. Let me just hit up Chicken Hawk real quick. See if he's been listening to any of this information from tonight. Hold on one second, guys. Let's see. See if I can get the Hawk on the line. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and start going through these comments real quick, and just take special note of certain ones because there's a lot. So generally in live streams, I go through and I read every single comment. So this is a situation, guys, where if you are a member of the money team, and what that is basically a member of the channel, and the members of the channel, they're called the money team. And so want to give a special shout out to the most recent members of the money team, Michael Jenkins. Goodness, I was trying to do it off memory, guys. Hold on one second. Let me just check this out real quick so I can get those names out real quick so I can give these guys a shout out. But the guys that are members of the money team, what they will have is a special badge right next to their name in the chat. So that makes them stand out. So whenever I see that special badge in there, I can shoot and just read their comments first because they stand out. Because guys, like I said, I have a lot of comments in here to go through. So just bear with me. I'm going to address as many of them as I can. Any of them that stand out, then I'll definitely get to those. And like I said, guys, I really want to hear from the guys that are saying to ban it and find out why specifically you guys are saying that you want it banned, so that just try to get an understanding. So the guys that do not see it that way, maybe there is some legitimate, there's a legitimate argument to that, because what he was just saying is the studies have not even been done yet. So how do we even know as far as from that standpoint, if that is the angle someone's coming from? But like I said, I'm definitely interested in hearing what people have to say. All right. And so the most recent members of the money team, we have Mark Scott, we have Ray Tripp, we have Michael Jenkins, and we have Paul Gavinsky. So those are the members of the money team. So if any of them are in the current chat right now, then they would actually have a special badge right next to their name. So really, really appreciate the support of the channel. Let me just get back in here real quick so that I can kind of keep up with the live stream myself, guys, and stay active in here. Hold on one second. Just bear with me, guys. Just trying to make sure I get everything set up so I can keep up with you guys and, not miss any of the good details that's been going on in the chat since I have not been down there active. And let me see, we're sitting at about 20 likes. So I appreciate that. Guys, if you are in the live stream, watching the live stream on the replay or watching it active right now, please make sure you hit the like button. It really does help support the channel. And let's see, I'm just looking through the comments real quick just to see if I have any members of the money team that are currently in here. And what I was saying is, if anybody is interested in becoming a member of the channel, a member of the money team from the MoneyBass channel, there is a join button located right below this video. Once you click on that join button, it will give you the information as far as what the money team is. And it is basically just a small way to support the channel. And there are a few perks that will come along with that, as far as the chat during the live streams. the merchandise and things like that will come out. And then also as far as certain videos and things like that. So you guys would just have certain preferences as being a member of the money team. So really, really appreciate that. All right, so let me get back in here, guys. Just bear with me, because what I'm doing now is I'm going back through your comments so I can kind of start off where I left off, so that I don't leave anyone out as far as missing any good comments, because I see that there's a lot of action going on in the chat, guys. Really, really appreciate everybody getting active in there. All right, let's see. Hold on one second. Almost there, guys. 18. All right. All right, here we go. So the topic he chooses drives the views. All right. Yes. So basically what he's saying is on YouTube, yes, guys, we do try to come up with topics that people are interested in. So I know Randy has kind of figured that out. He's good at it, guys. Like I said, I really respect his channel and how much how much dedication that he puts into it, and that work ethic is great. So he has a little formula going on over there. So, and I'm subscribed to his channel. I like his content and like those tips that he puts out. I mean, maybe I've used one or two and they've helped me out on the lake. So yeah, make sure you guys still check out his channel, whether you agree with certain certain ideas or topics from somebody. It doesn't really negate other areas of expertise that they have. So there's always some value, you know what I mean, and just hearing different opinions and things like that. All right, so let's see who else we have. We have Josh. He says he has been fishing since the late 80s. So there you go. What is that? That's pushing 40 something years, guys. You have to respect that. I mean, he's in our industry. He's out there putting in work. All right, my opinion says he does, but it's not entertaining videos to me. A lot of his tips on baits, I've already known of them. So yeah, my opinion, I mean, I agree with that some of those things that we may know, but the thing is, when you catch that tip that you don't know and you're actually able to put that into use, and it helps you catch that fish that makes that difference, then hey, it's a good thing. And also there's a lot of people out there that are just getting into the fishing industry. So even if it's just a basic tip of how to tie a Texas rig, and then maybe having a little twist to it, there's content out there for everybody. So there's things that will help them out. All right, Stanley says, I have to head out, man. Thank you for the information you put out for us, bro. All right, really, really appreciate you stepping into the live stream, and make sure you come back and check it out on the replay. All right, so yes, this still will be available to watch after the live stream is done. So just in case you guys want to go back and watch anything, then you can do that. All right, Harry says, if he took the time to incorporate LiveScope technology to go along with his expertise and instinctive fishing like the hawk, it would help him in tournaments, in my opinion. All right, so yeah, I mean, again, what I said, in my opinion, all of these things we have, guys, are enhancements. So the enhancement. So yeah, any type of enhancement, I think it makes things a little bit better. And then Hudson says, do hydro waves work? That is another enhancement. I mean, why do you need something that makes fish sounds in the water or crawfish sounds in the water? You need those because you want to draw the fish to the boat. So that's another enhancement to the skills that the person may or may not already have. But yes, I would say, in my opinion, I have seen the hydro wave make a difference. So I would say quick answer to that is yes, it does work. Joan says, I agree with everything you just said. All right, well, hey, that's good for now. So I appreciate that. So he agrees with everything, but I mean, not all of the time, probably, because as we go along with different subjects and stuff like that, it's okay to have differences of opinions and stuff like that and share those different ideas. All right, Joan says they are all tools. Right. So I agree with that. My opinion says he's still complaining about David Dudley beating him for like $1 million in a tournament 15 years ago. Man, I mean, I don't know about that one. My opinion, I'd be thinking about $1 million too. If somebody beat me out of $1 million, I'd be talking about that for quite a while, especially if I want $1 million. That would, so hey, that's a good one though. All right, MJ Fishing 101 says it doesn't change anything. All the top guys stay at the top, maybe used in practice, but not in tournaments, major touring events. All right, there we go. So what do you guys think about that? Using LiveScope and live imaging, Mega Live, Active Target, LiveScope, using that during practice, but not in tournaments. Yeah, so I don't agree with that one. I don't agree with that one. And just real quick, the reason why I say that is because for me, it is just another tool. And what is the purpose of banning it. I'm looking to see if someone will put in the comments why ban it. Because, like, for example, if I look at his comment, it doesn't change anything. All the top guys stay at the top, maybe use it in practice, but not in tournaments. So, but why? Why would you not use it in tournaments? But I mean, not use it in practice, but use it in tournaments. Why would you not use it at all? What is the reasoning behind someone saying to ban it? It's kind of what I'm getting at, guys. And also, what do you guys think about the kind of workarounds? He's getting creative with it. He's working on it. He's serious about this, guys. He's saying, hey, that live imaging has got to go one way or another. All right, Shadow Basson says, trying to sell me seminars to secrets that I have known since the 80s. Turn me off a bit. All right, Shadow Basson. So let's think about this. So in my opinion, whenever someone is offering courses, seminars, things like that, but they do have an area of expertise, that is value. That is knowledge that someone may not have. So although, even for example, if you think about it, someone puts together a seminar where all they're doing is showing how to tie basic knots using basic techniques, shaky head, Texas rig, talking about the different types of poles and the different reel settings and the gear ratios and stuff like that. And say it's an hour-long seminar and that's what they go over and it costs $100 or $50 or something like that. Most of us may not be interested in something like that, but there are some people out there that, to us, although that is basic, to them it's like, it may be information that they were like, man, I never thought of that. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of a Texas rig. So to me, it would be similar to having going to a college class or just something, some type of class or something like that to learn something. So in my opinion, I do see the value in someone offering their knowledge and in return for that, receiving some type of payment for it, some type of compensation for it. So to me, I mean, I do see the value in it. I kind of hope that my explanation kind of shed some new light on that. That's kind of the way that I see it, that years of knowledge, blood, sweat, tears that somebody has put into whatever it is that they are now an expert at, that does have value to it. And to just give that away with no compensation for it. I mean, some people do that to an extent, but in my opinion, I would not mind, exchanging a little bit of, just a little bit of funds for that expertise. I mean, because, it can make a big difference for people. All right. So one more fish says he complains about everything. He wants to limit how many rods you can have on the deck. Yeah, no longer a fan. I used to be, but not after all his ridiculous comments. All right. So, I mean, yeah. So even with this comment right here, so limiting the number of rods on the deck. So I know some people say it's all about skill level, but what if one person has 15 rods and another person has 3? And throughout the day, time matters. So if this person has those 3 rods and all 3 of them have worms on it, but now he needs to change to a crankbait, and he has to stop and retie, that other person can reach down, pick up their rod and just cast it out there and catch those schooling fish or something like that. I would say that lack of equipment and not necessarily skill level plays into that. So just kind of think about that, guys. But like I said, I'm just trying to see anyone that is saying to ban it. And like I said, there's a lot of comments in here. So I'm going to kind of breeze through these guys and see if there's anyone in here that's kind of saying that type of information. So just bear with me while I go through here real quick. All right. And let's see, what is this? YouTube. All right. I see Big Jim put a link in here. 1 second. So Jones says it comes down to the have and the have nots. The only advantage is the learning curve, those who know how to use it faster than others, and winning with it. Yep. So yeah, I mean, definitely comes with the learning curve. That's with any type of technology, even a different technique. I mean, when the Nico rig, for example, just came out, I mean, yeah, you can just go out there and sling it around, but it still has a technique to it. Everything, to me, in my opinion, has some type of technique to it. All right, let me see. And like I said, I'm just going through here real quick, trying to find anyone that says to ban it and just get an understanding from that viewpoint. All right, hold on 1 second, guys. Wait. All right, Harry says, wait until the advancement of this technology will continue. Where do you stop on the technology in the tournament trails? So for me, my simple solution to that was, if there's advancements in technology, but you want to hold on to a certain aspect of something, that becomes a new trail. the same way they have kayak fishing. They have fishing tournaments where all you can use is, say, a John boat and electric motors, different things like that. They have tournaments where all you can throw are frogs. So if someone that wanted to limit themselves, so you're limiting your options. So if someone wants to limit their options to only frogs, but now they're telling everybody else to limit your options also, is that right? Like, why would you tell someone to limit their options instead of creating something with limited options, like they've done with frog fishing only tournaments, or the rattle, spro fishing tournaments where they're only throwing rattle traps and or crankbaits, things like that. So to me, that seems like more of a solution than to say, I don't want anybody to use a certain product or a certain thing because I don't want to, or I may not know how to use it, or I don't have the funds for it, or anything like that. But like I said, guys, I'm really trying to look through here and find someone that has some type of opinion on that. And it's, let's see, people have to learn. All right, hold on, guys. I'm going through here. All right, Texas Newt says, thank you for your service. All right, appreciate that. Appreciate it. And everyone else. So we do have some military guys in the chat. So yes, appreciate all of you guys that have gone out there and supported the military services. One More Fish says, so for all those guys that work their tails off to get to a position to afford good electronics have an unfair advantage. Good grief. Yeah. I mean, so that's one of the things that I've heard too. And what I would say for that is the people that go out there and they work and they do things and they're able to get that equipment. So they've made sacrifices, whether it's sacrifices with their funds, away from their family, just with their time or whatever. They have done that extra, put in that extra effort and extra thing to be able to afford that. So just because someone has those things does not mean that maybe they just have an abundance of funds. I think for the most part, a lot of these guys are going out there and they're working and putting in work. And then even once they get the units, they still have to put in time to go out there to learn how to use it. So let's see. All right. So Bottom Line Outdoors. Let's see. Maybe he's okay. So Bottom Line Outdoors, he says, without LiveScope, that 10-pound smallmouth would have never been caught. So never is kind of a hard thing to agree with, but I think it definitely would have made it a lot more difficult and unlikely. I don't know if never, but I mean, it definitely would have made it a little more unlikely that they a lot more unlikely that it was caught. All right, Wendell Wade says, if you take that equipment from the new generation, they will be I guess 90% don't know how to look for points and drop-offs, and what is that, Nick? They would be lost. All right, so if you take that equipment away, so even if you took away sonar, downscan, side scan, and live imaging, locating their points and drop-offs and everything, for me, that's done through mapping. So are you saying take away like their Lake Master chips, or are you saying if they don't know how to read maps? But I think without the sonar, downscan, that kind of stuff, they would be able to do that, to be able to locate it, because I mean I do that without using my electronics. I can do that using maps, but with just the Lake Master chip, that is a very useful tool, an enhancement that people can use in order to be able to find those types of things. So yeah, people are taking the time and they're learning from someone. In my opinion, I think that's something like that would be like one of those basic things that people would be able to catch up on to be able to locate fish. All right, so Texas Nuke 2010 says no ban, always going to be something to help catch them. All right, and Josh says I can help with the Lake Master. Okay, I read that a little earlier. So yeah, guys, I'm trying to get caught up because you guys are active in here. I'm just zooming down through the chat and just seeing you guys are getting into it down here, trying to get caught up to you guys. All right, let me see. Where was I just at? Hold on one second. When I go and look through here just to see how much further I have to go, I have to go back and then refine my my spot, guys. So that's what I'm doing right now. It doesn't change anything. All right, almost here. All right, just bear with me. Okay, there we go. All right. All right, so here it says supposedly hydro rays have some new technology on the horizon. All right, there we go. Another enhancement. All right, so Yeah, so I call those things enhancement. All right, so one more fish says, this guy's pissing me off. Don't get pissed off, man. It's all fishing. It's all fishing. It's all good. We're just here to share some, some thoughts and opinions on things. All right. All right, yeah. So he says Randy, that is. And then Josh says, so if that is a threat, then how is 8 to 10 million new anglers not a threat to conservation? Whoa. So he's over here dropping the bomb. So think about that. So he's saying that 8 to 10 million new anglers are coming into the fishing industry. And let's see, did he say, is that per year or what is that? But that is definitely a high number. So think about this, guys. If that is the case, do you think that alone, even if they were bank fishing, do you think that alone could affect a fishery if now you have 8 to 10 million anglers without any electronics out there? Just that flood of people, because think since the pandemic happened, all of the outdoor activities as far as fishing and things like that were kind of off the chart. And so maybe because of that, that newfound love for the outdoors that we all have, maybe because of that, that spike, even though it is now, kind of in remission, kind of going away, that those people that found that love for that sport, they're still here. So those numbers are up. So things are going to change. So maybe you can't just go and pinpoint it on that is the thing right there to where now I can't catch bass or I can't catch crappie. Maybe that is because there's 8 to 10 million other people out there catching them too. So good point, Josh. That's definitely a good point on that. And maybe that is something that the conservationists, those agencies, are aware of, because they see the rise in the purchase of fishing licenses and things like that, and activities that are going on the water. All right, and let's see. Let's keep going through here. All right, let's see what Fishing and Grinning has to say. All right, like that name, Mega Live, One Boat Network guy. Learned it from your YouTube post. Uh-oh, look at that. So, hey, I'm doing a little something out here. I'm helping some people out. Feels good. All right, banning something that is a natural progression of technology is a step backwards for the industry. Change is hard for some folks. Yes, that is true. Change is hard, but yeah, I'm really appreciate, and I'm glad that some of the information that I have put out there is helping you guys. Always good to hear that feedback. And also, whenever you guys are out there in tournaments and come back up from over the weekend, come back with that winning bag, or hey, maybe you got your new PB, things like that. So, like I said, we are here to help each other out, exchange information, and just kind of, help people have a better day out on the lake. All right. So Hudson says, anyone know anything about Hartwell? Hudson, we know some things about Hartwell, but I know why Hudson isn't asking me, because he saw my last live stream and he knows I wasn't out there. I was catching them, but I wasn't out there catching weight. So Hudson wants to catch some weight on Lake Hartwell. So I know that's why he's putting that out there. He's like, hey, MoneyBass, yeah, those little 12 and 14-inch fish that you were catching isn't going to help me out too much. All right. And then one more fish says, complaints from crybabies that can't afford the tools. This country is in trouble, folks. So, it's one of those things where some people are going to do what it takes to succeed. And I think that mindset alone is a big factor in some of the things that you may hear when you talk about someone that is for or against anything. You want to get to the root of the cause, and the question is why. So that is kind of what what I've been looking for. All right, guys. So give me a few seconds. Give me a few more minutes, because I see somebody has hopped into the back. And we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it, guys. Let me just kind of scroll through here real quick and read 2 or 3 more comments, and then I might have somebody that wants to come up and say something. Let's see. Hold on one second. All right. So this comment right here that Jones just made, this is one of the things that I hear. So it says, losers will always cry when they cannot win. If you can't afford to lose the money, do not compete. All right. So just that first part, like, who's really complaining about it and why? And that, like I said, that's what I'm trying to get to. So without further ado, let's see who we have. Who do we have here, guys? What does that hat say?
You need to read my name. That's what you need to do.
Okay, guys.
Read.
we have the hawk coming into the
You
live
see,
stream.
read that name so you can understand it.
Let me see, but I don't have my I can't read. It's too. I
Oh, you
can't read
know it.
that.
You
Let me
know it.
see. I just see duh and then a blankety blank 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 hawk.
That's what I
That's all I
figured.
can see on
That's
that
what I
screen,
figured.
man.
See, man, I was sitting back. I can't take no more. Look, okay, let's
Hmm.
get into this. Let's go ahead and get into this.
Okay, what
All
what
right.
do you have? What do you
Okay.
have?
Okay. Now, I understand.
Uh-oh, chicken
Too.
hawk. How you, wait a minute.
The
How you coming in here freezing up? You're like, understand.
hey man,
And what kind
hey
of
man,
connection you got over
you
there?
messing up my.
Look, your connection like your fishing. It's kind of shaky over there. What's going on with that?
No,
Oh
sir.
goodness.
But though this is my point. This is my point.
Okay.
Okay. Instead of jumping on the man, I understand why people would have the feeling that they have about him and his take, and especially his approach in trying to ban a technology. I don't agree with that. Okay, I don't agree with just totally getting rid of it. But the I was looking up like an Alabama rig.
Okay.
Okay, it's just another tool, right?
Right.
But that tool is banned in some tournaments, in a large amount of tournaments.
Okay.
And the reason, so knowing you, I had to do a little bit of research before I get on.
Uh-oh. Okay,
The
there we go.
reason that
He's doing some research.
the reason that they say, and I'll read what they say. Basically, BASS, BASS, the organization, said that Alabama rigs make it too easy for the pro angler to catch fish.
Okay.
And then it says the Elite Series Rules Committee members believe the Alabama rig eliminates some of the skill that should be required in tournament competition at the highest level. So nobody's jumping up in arms about that. Nobody's jumping up in arms about, oh, you took my Alabama rig, this, that, and the other.
Okay, hold on. Did you hear that? Did you?
I heard.
You hear that? Okay.
I heard.
There were a lot of people complaining about that because it was the same thing. Some people were complaining. The complaints that I heard at the time was like, my arms are not as young as this guy that's 25 and he can go out there and throw it all day. There were people that was their actual complaint, that I can't go out there and throw this thing all day because now I'm 40 or I'm 50 or 60, but he can. So that's not fair. People said stuff like that. So that whole Alabama rig thing was a big thing at the time. And one of the other sides of that complaint was that just because you have it, and this sounds familiar, doesn't it? Just because you have it doesn't mean that it's going to catch fish. And let me ask you something, Chicken Hawk. Have you ever thrown the Alabama rig?
I have.
Right. Have you caught any fish with it? Oh, why is he putting? Come on, man.
I catch fish on everything I throw. So look, every bait that I have in my pretty much every bait that I had in my arsenal. Let me think. I don't want to lie to you. Yeah, pretty much every bait that I had, I've caught a fish off of.
Okay, but was the Alabama rig but was the Alabama rig like a game changer for you? What did it do for you?
I won't say it was a game changer.
Right, exactly.
But that's not the argument. That's not the argument.
Okay, so
the argument is not whether the Alabama rig game. The reason I bring up the Alabama rig.
Wait, do this for me real quick. Read that one sentence where it says something about the skill, something. It said it took away the skill, something. Can you read that again?
It says the Elite Series Rules Committee believe the rig eliminates some of the skill that should be required in tournament competition.
Okay, stop right there. Level. Okay, so stop right there. It eliminates some of the skill, right?
that should be required.
Okay, so does sonar does that? Does sonar do that? Does side scan? Does down scan? Does somebody having access to, like we talked about before, having balsa baits versus plastic baits, somebody having glass rods versus, all of those things are going to now allow somebody's skill level to be enhanced. It enhances their skill level, just like they're saying that a rig enhances, or it makes things easier. All of this stuff makes it easier for us. So how are they targeting certain things?
Well,
so think about this. Think about
true.
this.
Not true.
Okay, go ahead. What were you going to say?
That's not a true statement, because that takes me back to that first sentence where I'm saying, where they're saying, and this is Bass. This is the Bass organization.
Okay.
Like you say, Bass organization, guys. So it says that the Alabama rig makes it too easy for the pro anglers to catch fish. Now, what I'm saying is, and this is what, and I'm just using this as an example, just to get everyone to understand, is that in any sort of competition, there are rules and regulations, and there are different rules and regulations, and they evolve over time. Okay, it's all about the sportsmanship. And so at this point now, you bring up like side imaging, down imaging, and things of that nature. But again, I know what you're gonna say about your little sonar, is that sonar, I can't see live, but I'm seeing that cone right up underneath my boat.
Okay.
Right underneath my boat. That's all I'm seeing. Side imaging, I'm seeing what's to the side of me, and I'm seeing what was over to the side of me.
Okay.
I have to pass by it before then when I see it, and I got to come back to it. It may or may not be there. And then somebody, and I think it was Harry mentioned about Smart Strike. And then you were saying, I think you said something which I almost jumped on then. So I keep one.
Okay, let me hear this.
But
I'm listening.
But the thing with Smart Strike is that, again, that's something that is, Smart Strike will allow you to, after you found a pattern, after you as a angler have found a pattern, then you can look at Smart Strike and say, okay, I want to find every other spots with these type of conditions. Okay. And then you're gonna go to that spot, and you're hoping, because you don't know, you're going to that spot, that you're just assuming that all of the fish on the lake are operating to that pattern. So therefore, if I'm catching them here, when I go to this other spot, I'll catch them there. But that is not a guarantee. The difference with LiveScope, and that's why it was such a huge advantage, is because basically I got eyes under the water, and I'm watching the fish in front of me, all around me. I can follow them. I can see their reaction. I can follow their reaction to my bait. And so again, a pro angler, because again, they got rid of the Alabama rig, because why? Because it makes it too easy for a pro angler to catch fish. Would you not agree that if a pro angler with the skill set that they have can look and see underwater and seeing how the fish are reacting to their bait, would that make it easier for that pro angler to catch fish?
That'd make it easier for anybody to catch fish.
That's my point.
But listen, but whether they catch them or not is still, that just because something easier does not mean it's going to be accomplished, for one. But yes, listen, your question was, does live imaging make it easier? Is the short form of your question. Does sonar make it easier? Does downscan make it easier? Does side imaging make it easier? Does having a 250 horsepower motor versus a 150 where you can run 3 hours and still make it back in time make it easier for that person to access those fish way up the river? And check this out. What type of boat does John Cox use?
Aluminum, right?
Aluminum. Can your boat go
Right.
the same places where his goes?
No, it can't.
No. So he can actually access things that you can't.
I understand that.
I
understand.
Do you have a problem with that? He can actually access
No, I
places
don't
that you can't. You don't have a problem with that.
My thing is
Now
like I said,
that seems like a way big. I mean, so with live imaging, you have access to it just because you can't read it or use it. But now you're saying you have a problem with something that you both can have access to. But now somebody can access of something that you can't. And you don't have a problem with that.
Again, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. But what I'm saying is, I understand where some people are coming from. And I also understand that, I mean, it's going to come a time, a decision is going to be made on technology, that it's going to cross a line. And the argument is that it has crossed the line with forward-facing sonar, forward-facing imaging. And so that's just a reality. It's going to cross a line. The argument is, has it already crossed it? And so at that point, because it's about, yes, anything we do in technology, the purpose of technology is to make things easier. That's the purpose of it.
Exactly.
And so, but you have an organization that is telling you they banned something because it made something too easy for anglers. So in their mind, the question is, we need to understand what too easy means. And that has to come from the organization. What is the definition of their too easy?
Okay. So let me ask you this. Have you heard that up until you just mentioned that at all, ever from anyone, that is their reason for banning live imaging, that is too easy?
I just researched it. That's all.
Right. And so why do these arguments have to keep changing? So if you
I didn't change the argument.
No, I'm not saying, I'm saying overall, just in general. So if someone starts off saying, well, this is the reason it should be banned, and then they say, well, no, I can't afford it. And then they say, oh, then they start asking them some questions and be like, well, do you work? Do you do extra? Or do you just come home? This person over here is doing all these extra things. He couldn't afford it either, but he got it. And now he's using it. So now what excuse is this person? So now they hop to the next thing. Well, it's not real fishing. Do they know what fishing is? Have they ever even looked up the definition, or are they going off of their own made up thing about what fishing is? Because I would say the majority of
you're not gonna walk me down that path. So you're not gonna walk me down that path.
That's right, because you know that the majority of people don't even really understand what fishing is. They have some idea in their head, and when they find out that they are wrong about what fishing really is,
yes, that is in a very impactful. I'm still recovering from that.
Okay, but, and let me just say this real quick. Let me just tell y'all a quick story about something. Okay, so there was this guy, you know, he was a hard worker. He's out here, you know, putting in time, doing all of these things, taking care of his family, all of these great things. And he's kind of making his way in life, right? And so luck has it, this man found a little bottle. I mean, it was kind of this funny shaped thing, kind of dusty a little bit. So what do you think you do? Something's a little dusty and needs to be cleaned off. He just took something and started rubbing on it to clean it off. And guess what happens when he did that? Poof. A genie popped out of that bottle. Oh my goodness. I mean, you have 3 wishes, sir. It's like, hey, all my dreams have now come true. My life is about to change. Oh my goodness. I mean, this is nothing could be better. So now what this man does is he asks for something. But have you ever heard the thing of be careful what you ask for?
Yes.
Because he has everything's going okay. I mean, he's just working his way just like anybody else. He's progressing. But what he asked for is he wants to be known everywhere. He wants worldwide fame. He wants everybody to know him. So he's like, hey, that is my first wish. And so he wishes that, and poof. And guess what he gets? Everybody now knows who he is, but guess why they know who he is? He is now the biggest, literally the biggest man on earth. This dude weighs about 3,000 pounds. So he got what he wished for, but he didn't get what he thought he was wishing for. So that being said, let me explain something to you. So what has happened in response to what he just put out, because he is trying to find a roundabout way to get something that he feels should be banned, right? We can agree on that, right? So now he goes to the conservation people and he says, hey, this new thing that is out is destroying your lake. The fishing thing, everybody's catching too many fish and they're just depleting the lake. And they're like, you know what? You're right. So we're going to give you what you wish for. You care about the conservation of this lake. You can't catch 30 crappie anymore. You can take home 10, but the live image isn't staying. Thank you for your input, sir. So he may have got what he asked for, but he didn't get what he asked for. So now how many people are going to be upset? Well, now they used to be able to bring home 30. In some states, it's 25. But now DNR says, thank you, sir. Shakes his hand and says, everybody, 10. 10. And not only are we telling you 10 today, we're coming out enforcing, regulating, and making sure everybody has 10. What was Brim unlimited? Nah, Brim's not unlimited. We're putting 20 on that. 20. Catfish? Nah, we're going to fix the. You said the problem was you want to conserve, right? So now we're conserved. We're good. Bass fishermen, keep on doing your thing, because guess what bass fishermen do? We throw our fish back, and we get upset whenever we see somebody about to keep them. Try to catch a 7 or 8 pounder and take that thing home in the tournament. So be careful what you ask for, because you may get what you ask for.
Well, you got to be able to catch one first. But anyway.
But you don't get what you ask for. So think about that. Think about that. And the reason why I'm saying that is because that has.
And again. I am not saying, like I started with this. I said I didn't agree with what his approach and what he's doing, because I do agree with that. Is that, yeah, you ask for it, you're gonna get more than what you really are bargaining for.
Right.
However, I understand what he's saying, and I'm saying to you is, whether people like it or not, there's going to be rules continue to change. Okay. In competition, there's competition committees, and that's what they do. They look at the competition, because what they're trying to do is to keep the sport up. And I believe is that it's going to get to a point where that certain technology is going to start being banned, because it's and it does, and obviously on the pro level, because that's what we're talking about here. You know, on the pro level, everybody can afford it, right? Because they're not buying it. I mean, they got sponsors that's buying it. Provided to them.
Look at what your partner says. He says MoneyBass is telling a parable. What new lows have we reached?
Exactly. That's what we need to understand. What's up with all of that? You know what? Hey, let me. Where's the bottle? I need a bottle, because I want to rub a bottle too. You know what I'm wishing for?
Yeah, you're gonna wish to catch some fish.
You to meet me on Logan Martin, and trust me, I'm not gonna regret that wish.
Look, he says the hawk has kept a few of every species.
Damn right.
You out there keeping some catfish. Oh man.
Hey,
but look.
But what I'm saying is, the bottom line is, you are
Go ahead.
No, the bottom line is that, again, a line is going to be crossed, and the argument really is, has it already been crossed? Right. And I contend is that I think it has crossed with the forward facing technology.
Why? Okay, just why, real quick.
The only reason I say that is because now you are watching. You are watching from afar.
Oh, so now it's from afar.
No, I'm just saying you're watching the reaction of the fish.
But wait a minute. But listen, man, why you add from afar? Hold on, just listen to me. Hold on, man. Why did you guys? I want y'all to pay attention. The reason why I'm bringing this up, and he knows, because they keep changing. They keep
I
moving
didn't
that.
change.
Listen, let me ask you, have you ever said that same statement without using from afar? Exactly. So that is what I'm talking about, guys. It keeps changing. So as they see that each one of the arguments, it does not compute and doesn't make sense, they change. So that's why I'm asking. Come on, man, just be serious. I mean,
Okay,
what is it?
what I'm saying, because I know what your answer gonna be.
But listen, I need to explain this to people. I need to explain this real quick. So this is why he is saying afar, guys. Just so you guys know, if anybody else says the same thing. But without putting afar in there, and see, there are a lot of people who do not realize this, but sonar itself is live imaging. It has an RTS window. I use it on a regular basis to catch fish. I even have videos before live imaging came out. And I know that Chicken Hawk may feel like I have had live imaging for about 10 years because I've been out there. So he may think that I have had live imaging for 10 years, but I have not. I just knew how to use my sonar in the RTS window where you can see fish movement. I can track my bait. I can actually see the fish whenever it goes and bites my bait. I can see it swim away from the bait. So if you know how to use the technology that you have even prior to live imaging, the things that guys are saying, they don't compute to me because you still had access to certain things. So now that is why he is saying afar, because he did not realize that there are thousands of people
I realized
that did not.
But wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait, hold on a second. My foot was hurt.
Your foot is not. There's nothing wrong with your
It was hurt, man. Oh, you remember? I heard it when I planted in your behind on Sinclair. When you had, and it's still been hurting me ever since then.
Listen,
you know, I applied it too hard.
Listen,
and you had live imaging in. But
you were kicking for 10 years and finally got one kick that hit, and you talking about your foot hurt. That means both of my legs must have fell off by now. All right, look, I got somebody else that might want. I think actually this is somebody you might know. They want to come in and just explain something real quick. We have.
Don't be setting me up. Don't set me up.
Who is this coming into the live stream?
Man, what DP?
How y'all doing this evening?
All right.
Good to have be back. I gotta come back in and talk to this young man again because first off, Chicken Hawk, let me apologize to you because the last time we did talk, I act like you were a rod bender, and you are a rod bender. So let me say that, and I apologize for. But you know, Ryan's my buddy, you my buddy too. But don't get me wrong. Now, let's talk about the Alabama rig. Essentially, why they actually banned the Alabama rig. It had too many hooks on that bait. It was too many hooks. They were bringing in. At first, they was bringing in 6 fish at a time, and then they was doubling up on the Alabama rig. So you could have 2 Alabama rigs hooked together, so you can bring in 12 fish if they all bit. So you can bring a whole school of fish in. That and in the hands of a pro that can actually find fish, that was really bad. That's the reason why they initially banned it, because when you fishing in our tournaments or any other tournament, you're only supposed to be able to fish with 1 rod at a time, basically catch 1 fish at a time. I mean, a crankbait, you can catch 2 fish at a time on it, but it's still 1 bait.
Wait, so, I kind of disagree with something real quick, because when you say with a crankbait, you can catch 2 fish, you were referring to Chicken Hawk. So that part is not true because he can't do that.
Okay, well, I apologize for that.
Okay.
Now, I'm gonna get back to the subject of the live imaging. Okay, You still have yet answered my question about John Cox, and I'm gonna put it to you again. All right, John Cox, he does have some electronics, but he barely uses it. Okay, right. He only really uses it for the mapping. Right. You know, okay. Right. Now his boat, he got an aluminum boat, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, in saying that, what do you think is easier, to catch bass in 3 foot of water to 6 foot of water, or say 25 to 30 foot of water, which one you think is going to be easier to catch?
Obviously, 3 to 6 foot water.
Okay. Now, in saying that, if I got an aluminum boat and I can go way up the river that a guy in a fiberglass boat can't go, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm fishing unpressured fish, right?
Yes.
Okay. So because nobody else really going up there unless they got aluminum boat, right?
Yeah, pretty much, yes.
Okay. All right. Now, so you telling me that a pro, not saying that to John Cox, and I'm not saying that he's doing anything wrong. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this. Do you think it's fair that most of the elite people that has a fiberglass boat versus aluminum boat, they can't go up there and fish on the same fish that John Cox and fish? Do you think that's fair? Be careful what you be careful how you answer, because it's a trick question. Because I got something for you.
I know it is.
That genie might give you a wish, and it may not be what you was expecting.
Okay, you taking too long. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. It's the same concept you saying with Mega Live. You can't afford it.
I disagree.
You know, that's what they're saying. They can't afford. Most people can't afford it.
But that's some people's argument. I mean, that's not mine. That's not mine. So what I'm saying,
but do you? Okay.
The difference.
Okay, go ahead.
Is okay in that shot. Even when John Cox is up there, right? He has he's going up there and he has to fish it to find if there's fish there. There may or may not be there, right? So he's going to spend time there and he can't see, even if there's fish there, they may not be biting. He's not seeing the reaction on his bait. He's having to figure things out. Whereas somebody with live in a different spot is watching, you're watching the fish underneath water and watching how they react to your bait.
Okay, but that's still in saying that it's still easier to catch fish in shallower water than it's deep water. And I'm gonna say this: even though you can see them fish and see how they react, don't mean you're gonna catch them fish. They don't mean they're gonna bite it.
No, yeah, it doesn't mean they're gonna bite it. But what it does mean is that you're not gonna waste as much time there. If you're seeing, because you're seeing the reaction, right? You're seeing how these maybe just, even if they just snapping at you and they're just turning and they're not doing and they're not getting it. So you're seeing what that reaction is. Whereas somebody who's not looking underwater, they may have used some technology to find whatever where they are, but you're not watching live underwater how this thing is reacting to your bait. And
you're talking about sonar, right? Because that you're talking about.
No. I said if I'm
he's talking about forward-facing sonar.
I know he is, but I've already told him he can do that with sonar.
Yeah, but the same thing. If you're in 3 foot of water, and you know it's fish in the area because you practice it, right? And you got, like, say you have 5 blowdowns, right?
Right.
If you throw your bait in there, you know what they say they eating a jig, and you know they on blowdown, which is a tree that's been blowed down for people that don't know that.
Right. Well, they know.
You know, is you a good fisherman, so you know that you can soak your bait in there, and you're going to catch a fish, right?
I would think I would. Yeah.
So is it easier to do that in shallower water that you know you can keep your bait right there, and you know you can keep your bait right there? But when you throwing out with Mega Live, you can't keep your bait right there. You got to you got to reel it back and see if they're going to react. Then you got to recast. Then you got to refine them. But you throwing right in that brush, and you shaking it, waiting. You just sitting there, you waiting, maybe smoking a cigarette. Well, I don't know if you're smoking up, but you can smoke. I don't smoke. You can sit there and shake that thing for a whole hour. Eventually, you're going to catch that fish.
Yes, sir.
Meanwhile, with Mega Live, I may have to leave and try to find something else.
Maybe or maybe not. If the fish are not, because I don't see how the fish is reacting to my bait. If I'm throwing a fish, if I can throw into an area, first off, I didn't see any fish there. I'm just assuming by the condition.
No, remember I said you practiced it already.
Okay, but hey, how many times you practice? What do I tell them all the time? We talk about practice. They come in, MoneyBass comes in and talks about all he catches on a hey man, hold on. I'm gonna
tell you,
Aaron, get in here.
I'm gonna tell you like this. A lot of the old school people tell you, I'll tell you real quick. You can't beat me from the house. If I put time on the water and you didn't, I'm gonna beat you 9 times out of 10.
I mean,
all right. Look, hold on a second. Listen, you said I heard Chicken Hawk screaming for some backup. So let's see if he got some back. Let's see.
We talking about practice again.
Exactly. He's already talking about practice again.
From afar, we talking about practice.
Exactly. I mean, thank you, Harry. Because these jokers, they coming in on the chat.
Comment, is talking about John Cox, but he chooses, there's disadvantages to an aluminum boat as well. It
is.
When he's up the Great Lakes, he's not running out there 30 miles and taking on them waves. So
but you talking about specific lakes. The Great Lakes, man. Yeah, he can't be out there like the other guys, but the other lakes, they got the river.
To him then at that point in time.
Well, like I said, it's just like the question I put to him. It's up to the individual person if you want to spend the money.
All right, hold on. Tag me in, DP. Tag me in. All right, so
you in? I'm tagging in.
So you said, you said, is it not? So
you still ain't answered the question yet.
So listen. So you're talking about what you just mentioned was the boat that John Cox chooses has some disadvantages. Somebody that has live imaging and knows how to use it still has disadvantages when they go offshore. Those fish, just because you can see those fish, you can spend hours out there and they do not bite. That is a definite disadvantage to where if you drop.
No,
do you know how to use live?
Well,
hold on, wait a minute. I need to ask a question first. You just said no, it's not. Do you know how to use live imaging?
I've
never used it. Now look, guys,
I'm getting live imaging.
But hold on,
but Darren made a question about it's easier to catch them fish shallow. They can be shallow. You can know they're there, and we talking about practice. Well, if you stick them a few times, they may not bite that same jig. I don't care how long you eat cookies or peanut butter butters or whatever, he may not bite.
That's true, but you got to understand, if you know how to practice, you ain't gonna stick every doggone fish in the area.
Well, money don't have to worry about that, so I agree with that.
I understand that, but look, MoneyBass has gone out there. He has gone out there at practice and caught some fish. Came back and started talking crazy to me. And I told him, Friday is not Saturday, it's Saturday is not Friday. And he sent me pictures. I got pictures of this big old bass he caught. I said, oh, that's a Friday fish.
Right. And guess what I was using? And
he went back out on Saturday and came back in with his 0.79 pound fish. But now
using live imaging. So how could that be?
No. How could that be? That was before you had live imaging. That was before you had. But my point is that with live imaging, now again, we got a few assumptions here. We're assuming the person that's actually using it knows what they're doing. Okay, and if that is the case, you're gonna sit there. I see fish.
Right.
I'm gonna throw to those fish. I'm seeing what the fish are doing to my bait. And I'm not going to sit there for 5 hours trying to make fish that's not going to bite.
Stop just a second. Let me just address something. Sight fishing. Mm-hmm. How long do they sit there and try to catch one fish and find out that they don't bite?
I mean,
Listen. What I'm saying is
the difference is
there's no difference.
There's no difference.
Sight fishing.
There's no difference. You still looking at the fish react. You see him come off the bed, he move off. You wait for him to come back to bed. You throw it to a different area. You may change up. It's the same thing. There's no difference.
No, you listen to what you just said. You see the fish go
No,
off the bed.
it's not. You watching the fish react.
That's what I'm saying. You're watching the fish react while he's on the bed. He goes off the bed. He doesn't go. So you got to sit there. You wait for the fish to come back. With live imaging, I'm first off throwing off. I'm in most cases, I'm not in shallow water. Okay. So the fish not seeing me. I'm seeing the fish, but the fish is not seeing me. Okay. So secondly, so now I'm throwing out to the fish. If the fish swim off, I turn my live image and follow the fish if I want to. I know where he's going. I know what he's going. So
the same thing with fish on bed. A fish on bed gonna do the same thing. All you gotta do is you set back far enough that you can just barely see the fish, and you throw right back over it to him. You may see him swim off, and you wait. You see him swim off, and you wait till he come back on his sweet spot. And then you throw over there, he'll move all out off again, but you let it sit in that sweet spot, let him come back, you end up, it's the same thing. You watching the reaction of the fish with your bait.
And listen,
you can't explain it, it's the same thing.
I think your partner Harry knows that that's the truth. I think he's I don't think your backup can agree with you on that. So y'all might need to have a sidebar so that you can bring up points that are actually
the hawk goes out on
sometimes you got to get the rig. I watched wrestling when I was growing up. Sometimes you get the rig and you just start beating the dude up in the ring, and then you run to the side, his partner, and you beat him up before he even get in the ring. Okay, that's what's about to happen.
Thank you, the hawk.
Now I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100. I catch more fish with my 360 than I do my Mega Live. I use 360 way more than I use my Mega Live. I'm being honest with you.
Okay, but
you know, I mean, to this day, even though I had Mega Live in some of these tournaments, I didn't win the tournament with my Mega Live. I won the tournament with my 360,
especially during the spawn when you can catch the fish in a little bit deeper water.
Look in the comments. First off, I want to give Go Dogs a shout out. A couple reasons.
Which one? This one right here.
I like that one, and I like the next one he got coming up. That one, he got a lot of good comments. And another thing about Go Dogs, I'm gonna give him some props because I didn't see the dogs doing what they did in Tennessee like that. But,
how you gonna give a shout out? Take a shot.
Hey, Go Dogs know what I'm talking
about. The puppy dog,
I didn't
MoneyBass.
see it coming like that, but that was nasty. That was actually kind of scary. I'm LSU, baby, but that was a little scary. But
how you gonna take a shot at somebody that's on your side?
No, that's not a shot. That's giving him.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you.
And I'm gonna say this too. And
last week,
I'm gonna say this. Randy Blaukat, I watch his stuff because he's entertaining. Even though a lot of stuff he be talking about, I do know it too. But I still, it's like a refresher course. But I respect the man, but he needs to stop, man. He really needs to stop because he don't really have no incentive to really stop it. I mean, let's keep it 100. Unless all the pros, the main pros on the Elite Series, come up and say we don't want it no more, they not finna ban it. It's not.
Well,
they only ban.
Aren't going to allow it. These companies.
Yeah, and they only ban. The Alabama. They banned the Alabama rig because of the Elite Pros complained about it.
Right.
The Elite Pros complained about that Alabama rig. That's why they banned it. It's too much money tied up in this technology. And I'm gonna say this. The technology is going to get better. The technology is going to get better. Now, in saying that, until it gets to the point that, okay, enough is enough, then you guys, you guys that crying, you crying, because you cheap, you don't want to, you cheap, you don't want to buy it, you don't want to spend the money. And your old lady may be behind you, which got your wallet in her hand. You know what I mean? So, but until that happens, either you can buy it or you can't. But because it's all. If you're gonna ban live imaging, then you might well get rid of 360. You might as well get down scan, side scan.
I disagree.
Okay, even regular sonar. You need to get rid of all of that because it all helps you find fish. That's basically all it is.
It helps you. Well, your side imaging and your 360 helps you find structure.
Well, here's the thing. I got a problem with Randy. There's a difference between, the pro levels and what they're fishing and us weekend warriors, so to speak. He talked about getting it banned for everybody versus just the pro tournaments. That's a whole different animal. That is crossing the line, in my opinion. As far as that goes.
I got some.
Where do you stop? You know what? We can't run a 250 4-stroke now. You can't have more than 150 horsepower. Or you know what? Let's forget motors altogether and the gasoline and just go electric motors. You can't have them Talons and Raptors and power poles on your boat. Where does it stop when they start banning stuff? I hate to agree with money. Be careful what you wish for. You might get it. Yeah. Especially at the local level. I mean, pro tournaments are one thing. Local level is different.
But you got to understand this. You got to understand this. Reasons why I say I respect it, man. I got a lot of old tapes, VCR tapes. And that man in his career, he didn't lost a lot of tournaments. He didn't lost a lot of tournaments on a whim, man. Just bad luck. He should be up there with Kevin Van Dam. He's a real good fisherman. I mean, but
no doubt.
But in his career also, he has, and like I said, I respect him, man. But I think the man he just cries too much, man. He cries too much.
Let me just read something to you real quick. And this is what I was basically saying earlier. Randy didn't give you the full explanation from the state conservation. They stated, and this is what I was telling you, that regardless of the outcome of their research, they have no intention, and that is how they wrote it. They have no intention of pushing for any equipment bans. What they are going to do is adjust the, what is it called? Creel limits?
Creel limits.
So that is what they are going to adjust. So because somebody may be saying like, hey, because I don't want this, I want it banned for this specific thing. So you may get what you want. If you really want conservation, they're giving you conservation because that's what you want. You don't really want the unit banned. What you want is conservation, but you're trying to use conservation to ban this unit. That guy was trying to use being the most popular guy to get a certain thing, but he got being literally the biggest guy on earth is what he got.
Back to the parable again. Oh, Lord.
Is agreeing.
That's inappropriate for this podcast. Where's my button at?
Exactly. No one is agreeing with this approach. And that's what I'm saying. No one's agreeing with this approach.
But the reason why this approach is coming up is because the other ones aren't making sense. So let me just ask you this one more time. Just give us clarification. What is the number one reason? Right now, you're on the spot. Let me go ahead. Hold on. Let me get this out of the way real quick. Okay, there we go. What is the number one reason LiveScope, Mega Live, and Active Target live imaging should be banned? Okay, go ahead.
As I have said, I have repeatedly said, is that because it tells you the difference between that and others, right? In side imaging, down imaging. I know what you're gonna say about sonar, but I mean come on now. This little bit, come on. Give me a break. So the difference between all of that and this is that those others tell you where you find structure. You may even, if you see the fish, that's where a fish was because you're seeing that after you have passed.
Okay, I haven't started writing anything yet. So you're giving the preliminary to the action. Okay.
And then that, whereas live imaging is giving you a direct view of the fish in real time, and you're seeing their reaction to your bait.
Okay, hold on. Okay, there we go. You answered it. So live imaging is giving you. Say it again.
Real time.
Real time. Okay, real time reaction. That's what you said, right? Real time reaction.
Yeah. And you're seeing their reaction to your bait.
And reaction to your bait. Okay, so that is the reason that LiveScope should be banned. Do you agree with that one, Harry, or do you want to do a sidebar with your partner? Because
no,
you know,
I mean, well, some states have even banned bed fishing.
Okay, gotcha.
Because
Okay,
a similar concept to what he's saying. You go up to Lake Erie, which I go certain times of the year, you cannot sight fish for smallmouth.
Gotcha. Okay, so that means Harry agrees with you. So you want to ban live imaging?
I didn't say I was buying it. I mean, banning it. I'm getting it. Because you know you took that Helix 10 from me and
Exactly.
didn't hit
That's
me
how
up.
he is.
No,
You got
actually, Harry, let me tell you something. You see the guy over to your, what is that, your left? That's who has that unit.
DP, come on, man. I was begging for that thing, and money
Hey,
just...
the early bird gets the worm. You're fishing.
Man,
You know
I
that.
tried. You know, I've been trying to help him get to 5,000 subscriptions.
Oh,
He's
okay.
talking about $5,000. You know, get this target locked. I told him I would buy the unit. He loves you, so you know what? Good job. Congrats.
All right.
No,
So,
he kept on. It kept on. I told him if nobody get it, if it's sitting. I told him about a certain time. If ain't nobody gonna buy it, I'll get it.
It's on,
and that certain time came up, and I got it.
It's on previous screens, previous shows where I told him I wanted. Am I right, Hawk?
Now,
that's right.
yeah, but see, this is the
There
thing,
ain't no
Harry.
but.
I've had
There's
five.
nothing
I've
but
had
a
about
right.
five.
You told
I've
him
had
many
about five.
times.
Listen, I've had about
he had five people.
say this.
He had five people talk to him about it.
Yeah, that actually
I had cash. I mean,
and that's what they said. But what I told DP, I said, listen, the first one that can get it to me, and we went and met that same day. But listen,
Yep.
guys, let me.
No, it wasn't that same day because
It's all
actually,
good.
I told you. Let me tell you, Harry, what I told him. When he told me he sold out, so Harry got it. He was like, "Well, no, I got it." I said, "Oh man, why you do my boy Harry like that?"
Thanks, Hawk.
It was the same. It was the same day.
Hold on, since he gonna try to sell me out, let me tell you what he did, Harry.
What did I do?
Wait a minute,
Listen.
you're freezing up on me, Money. What? I can't hear you. We got a bad
Listen.
connection.
When I told DP, I mean not DP, when I told Chicken Hawk that you were getting the unit, he was trying to get me to sell it to him for half price. I was like, but what about your boy Harry? He was like, hey man, you know, I need that.
Don't believe him, man. Don't believe him.
Hey, for half price, I'd have done the same thing, Hawk. It's all good, you know.
Hey, getting back on the thing, David Dudley had did a thing on that about the LiveScope, about did he catch more fish? Was it catching more fish than the other people? And it was like, no, he didn't. But in his research, what he did find was that there are more of the released fish were dying. The more of the released fish were dying. That's what his results was. It wasn't catching no more fish in regular tournaments. Because so these forward-facing sonar are only good on certain lakes.
Hey,
and
real
other
quick,
certain
I'm gonna
lakes,
bring somebody up in about 1 or 2 minutes. So I see somebody else in the back. So I have somebody else coming up. But go ahead, DP.
Yeah, you can let me go because you know Chicken Hawk sweating over there. He don't want to answer my question. So
but
he's
wait a
sweating.
second.
He don't want to answer.
Before I let you go, let me just say this, because we asked and we received the number one reason that he said live imaging should be banned is because you see real-time reaction to your bait and the fish.
Right.
That is the word for word what he said. Listen, the RTS window, RTS stands for real time.
That's right.
Time
But that is within that 2-foot cone.
Listen, if the fish is in that cone, then what does it?
Okay, but come on now.
Listen,
come
hold
on
on.
now.
Listen.
Yes, but guess what?
We talk about shooting a layup versus a 3-pointer now.
But listen. No, we're not. We're talking.
Exactly.
We're talking about me.
We're talking a cone straight under the boat versus 100 feet out. You ain't doing that on that.
No, okay. If that's the case, let's talk about the 360. The 360 will show you the fish.
But listen,
it'll show you the fish and show you the fish moving. You can throw ahead of the fish. You can throw ahead. You see him moving with the 360. Am I right, Harry? Am I right?
Certain fish you can see. Certain fish you can't see.
Yes.
So listen. So stop right there. Let me say this. The things you're saying, my whole point is that it's on skill level. If you do not know how to catch that fish under that boat in that cone, and I do, that's why, listen, hold on. That's why out of 15 years of fishing, you have beat me once.
That is not true. It ain't been no 15 years. And the time that I did beat you, I beat the brakes off of you.
I'm begging.
So that don't have nothing to do with it.
We got to go halfway. We got to go to Cumberland. Am I going to have to come down there sometime next year, Lord willing, and have some fun and fellowship? We may have to make that happen.
We could do a team tournament. We could do a team tournament. You know, me and Ryan against you and who was that other guy up in the corner over there? Oh, a Chicken Hawk.
You talking MoneyBass Daddy? Is that what you're talking about?
That's right.
His daddy. His daddy.
I'm his daddy. You know him.
DP, I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down and bring up.
You need me to get off money? I can get off.
Okay, all right, that'll work. So I'll drop you two off, and then
it's like a bad habit, DP. Have a good evening.
And we can put it on. We can go to Logan Martin too.
And then
that way he ain't get no excuse.
You're not gonna get that dude.
You got to come
over there. You won't get him to
come up to Lake Cumberland. We need to go to where some fresh water.
Well, look, hold on a second. I'm just gonna drop DP because I don't know what's gonna happen next, and I think Chicken Hawk may start squealing again and want some backup. So I'm gonna leave here. I'm gonna leave area for a minute.
Okay.
Bye,
DP.
I appreciate it.
Bye, man.
All right. All right, guys. So without further ado, look who we have stepping on for the first time. We have Josh. What is going on?
Hey,
what's going on, guys? You guys doing all right?
Yeah, man, we're doing all right. You see, Chicken Hawk is over there struggling. So
I know. I heard him. I heard him talking about all this forward-facing sonar struggle.
But listen, let's clarify. Let's clarify. Josh, he is saying all of this. He does not have it. He has never used it. And the only time he has seen it is on my videos. That's it.
That is not true.
When have you used it?
I actually used it on Lee's boat. I have. Now.
Okay, so that's Active Target. Okay, so let's go ahead. What you got, Josh?
All right. So look, the Hawk. Only argument I'm going to have with your point of watching the fish. Yeah, that was the first thing I thought of when I first saw live 3 years ago. Before it even got out, I got to see it, and I can tell you, I thought the same thing. I could react to those fish. I could see how the fish react to my bait. I knew how to change my bait. The lures. But here's the thing. What I've seen over the last 3 years is you look at all the guys that have been using live and been able to see that same thing. Why are the weights not closer to each other in these pro tournaments if that's the case? So I would tell you they're not able to catch the fish as easy as you think they are with that live technology, because if they were, my opinion is these pro guys would be able to catch these fish, even though, yeah, they're bringing in some limits, but I would tell you the weights would be closer, in my opinion, if that was the case.
It doesn't affect the size of the fish. And the thing is, it's about opportunity, right? And that's really what we're talking about. It's about time on the water and opportunity throwing at fish. Without live, you're potentially throwing in areas where there are no fish. Okay, you're going to spend a little time there.
Let me stop. Stop. No, because listen, you are saying something that is very big and incorrect, because with 360,
how is it incorrect?
Because if you don't have live imaging and you have 360, you're not going to just be casting into nothing, because we're taking one step back, right? Well, we're just eliminating live imaging.
And Ryan, I can tell you, I've got screenshots. You know what I do, but I've got screenshots where I sat on Lake Lanier the first time I had 360, and for 45 minutes I followed fish on my 360 and caught those fish for 45 minutes straight.
I did that on Sinclair. It was 3 of them. When I got finished, there was only 2 left. I did that on Sinclair.
I followed schools of spotted bass for 45 minutes.
How many sticks?
And caught fish. So I would tell you, you can do it with 360 just like you can live. There's a reason why, if you ask some of the top pros like Brandon Polinick and them, they would choose 360 before live.
So that's interesting.
Yeah. So don't let it fool you. That 360 can show you the fish. I can show you how.
Jones crept in and threw a little something at you too.
Hey man, I'm gonna have to get with Jones because see, Jones needs to step on up here, man. He can just having a lot to say.
Hey, the Hawk, I warned him. I said, you don't want the Hawk getting involved.
Yeah, I mean,
and he's not listening.
Okay, so listen, let's give you one. So that you gave us your first reason, which has already been eliminated because RTS window alone stands for real time. Okay, so you can't say that you want to eliminate live imaging because of real time when you have a real time, and that is what it is actually called whenever you're dealing with sonar. So what would be your second top reason? And before you answer that, let me just ask you, are you going to eventually ever get to the point of, well, you just can't afford it? You're not going to ever say that.
I'm never gonna go there.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so what is your second reason, sir? I got my pen and pad.
I mean, that's really my primary reason. It's like I said, it's just you are in, and I hear what you're saying about 360. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can go up to a spot. I can roll up to a spot. I can drop live down. I can scan to see if there's any fish in that area. And I can, if there's nothing there, I can pick up and I can go. Okay. Right. Whereas I don't, now maybe I'm wrong. Can you see out? If I haven't been able to, but can you see out as far as 100 feet with your 360?
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
I need to see that.
Oh my God.
I would need to see that.
I need a kill. Hold on. Can you hear that right there? Can you hear that? I need a kill shot. That's what I need. I need the kill shot.
In fact, that day I was catching them to Hawk. I had mine set out to 80 feet, and I was seeing fish as far out as 80 feet.
You saw fish?
I saw fish. 80 feet. Yep. Yep.
Did your mic stop working? No.
Let me hold that thought. Let me answer Jones there, because I'm a beast. I'm a beast on the water. That's how. Now back to okay. So back to you, Josh. So you telling me,
if I could share my screen somehow and find those screenshots, I would.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that yet.
Yeah.
and I don't see. So you telling me.
But you can send them to me on Instagram, and then I'll shoot them over to Chicken Hawk so he can think about it tomorrow.
I do need to see that. I need to see that because
I don't want to show them to him tonight because he's already gonna have problems sleeping.
With 360, I can see a bait ball or whatever, and things of that nature. Yeah, you can see that. I don't see how, even with the technology with 360, how I can see what I can see with live, because with live I can see fish coming up to that bait ball.
Yeah,
I can see they're attacking that bait ball or not.
That's correct. So you have to understand that on 360, it's like radar, right? So you're going to see 2 refreshing points on 360. So it's going to be delayed a little bit, but if you see that bait ball, you can see those fish those bait ball get kind of separated from fish in those. Right. So the fish are going to show up like little tic tacs, what I call tic tacs on the screen, like they do side imaging or down imaging. Right. And that's how I seen them. There's, ways you can set up that sonar so they're a little bit brighter. So is it delayed? Is it less real time? Sure. It's less real time, but honestly, if people understand sonar and understand live is basically what Money was telling you is basically it's just sonar pointed forward and it's at a super high refresh rate. That's all it is. It's not, when we say live, it's a super high refresh rate. And that's why you're seeing those fish streak just like you would on 2D or DI when you were dropping down below them many years ago when we called it video game fishing back then.
But wait a second here. There was one thing that you said incorrect. You said years ago when he was dropping down on, he's never done that. So
I have done that, sir.
Hawk just goes like this.
That's
See,
right.
no, Chicken Hawk, he goes out there, he'll dip his finger in the water, taste and be like, okay, the fish are over there facing north, so let me cast
Hey, man,
east.
hey, don't hate me on my skills. You understand? I can roll up to a spot and tell you there's a fish over there. I just have that. I have that instinct.
Well,
But
the
you wouldn't
Hawk, I think
understand
he
that.
fished your red bank clay in one of the previous videos here. You know, and he was looking and catch that fish. Memory serves me correctly. I'm just going on memory here.
Exactly.
Oh goodness. All right.
Yeah,
So
I have rolled up on spots like that, and you just see the you know, I can point it out that way. But I mean, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, and,
So
and
you-
I do understand.
are you still holding on?
Well,
Or you slowly your fingers slowly slipping off the pole, just like you're holding on by two fingers. And you know how your body starts shaking after you've been holding for some push-ups for a while. Is that where you at right now, Chicken Hawk? You like trying to lift your head over the pole and your body just shaking.
well, I can tell you too. You guys talked about it, and where is it going to end? I, you know, with a little insight that I have, and knowing some pros and listening to some interviews and talking with some folks, when you see what some of these pros are going to do next year, whether they do it during the tournament or just during practice with live sonar, we're really going to wonder where this is going to end. You're going to see more units on the boat, and you might even see an extra live on the boat.
Well, and supposedly Hydrowave got some new stuff coming out as well. I
haven't seen that. I don't know that, but I do know that I can tell you with Lowrance, from what I heard on their new units, they're able to take two live transducers and run them both off of one unit so that you can get more range out of it.
Wow.
So,
well, I mean, I still stick to what I had explained to Chicken Hawk earlier. When we meet up on the lake, he can have a scuba diver. He can have an underwater camera. He can have a whole crew underwater. The only they can one of them can be down there scuba diving, and the other one points down and says he's down here, and then he points the camera over there. The only thing they cannot do is put the hook in the fish's mouth. He can do anything he wants up to that, and I'll still.
Okay, wait, look. I've been asking you to come out and meet me on Logan Martin. I've been asking you, begging you.
Okay, so I mean, let me know when you have yours, because I want you to have an underwater camera and a scuba diver. And then I
don't need all that. I just need those instincts, baby. This instinct.
Because see, I'm not going to complain. The only thing that I will complain about is if I find out that you had somebody actually putting the hook in the fish's mouth. So you can have anything you want up to that. I'm not going to say, hey man, they need to ban scuba divers. Bring your scuba diver. I'm fine.
I think you should make MoneyBass fish with monofilament. You know, we talked about all these advancements. We get away with braid and fluoro and 12-pound tests. Make him fish 8-pound tests. See if he can learn how to finesse that fish.
He don't know nothing about finessing.
He don't know
nothing about finesse.
He trying to front like he never fished 8-pound tests.
He don't know how to finesse.
I whooped him on some 8-pound tests. You look at all my drop shot things. That's 8-pound right there. And that 4-pounder that I pulled in on Lake Lanier, that was on 8-pound line. And I pulled the thing out of a brush pile.
How many branches did it have on it?
Exactly.
3.5.
You tell me to get the dick.
Oh shoot!
What did Jones have to say?
Oh, he needs a scuba diver.
I don't need a scuba diver. I don't need a scuba diver.
All right, man. So those were your two top ones, and you sticking to it. The first one was the live real-time reaction, and the second one was seeing out past 100 feet, but that one got shot down quick. Did you still want to hold on to that one too?
Well, no, I guess
so now you just
I'm gonna have to go and continue to do a little bit more research.
Well,
I didn't think you would bring an expert up
on 360 because I've not seen that.
What you mean? You knew I was coming up.
No, please.
Oh man! All right, so you're gonna go back to the drawing board with it?
I'm gonna go back to the drawing
Are
board
you
with
sure
it.
you're not gonna
I
run
want to
it?
see. I still say that there is a line, and it's going to be crossed. And at that point, it's just the argument is where is that line? I don't know if it's going to happen on the. I don't know if it's going to happen on the amateur level, where they stop it. I mean, the pros may continue because obviously that's a money business, right? And the purpose of it is from all of the manufacturers. I mean, they're there to sell products.
Right.
So they sponsoring, they got money in that. You pay money, you get what you want, right? But at the there we go. You see?
Wait a minute. Where's mine at? Show that again. Hey man, I need one of those.
Just a little angry right there. Come on now.
Now, Josh, do you have Mega Live?
I do. And Target Lock. 360.
I got 360 in the Talons.
But you see, there you go. So what I'm saying, so you may not see it on that level, but I'm thinking you're going to start to see it on the amateur level. It's gotta happen.
I think they'll cap. I think they'll. The Hawk, to your point, I think they're going to cap. I think they're going to cap it on the pro level first. I think it's going to be like the Alabama rig. I think you're going to see it get capped at the pro level, because it's going to get to a point. I mean, you talk to some of these guys today. I mean, you look at the average price of a bass boat today. I mean, there's a lot of anglers out there today cannot afford a new bass boat. But look at what happened the last 2 years. And Ryan, that's kind of where that information came from that I told you. I mean, over the last 2 years since COVID, 8 to 10 million new anglers came into this place. Now, I can tell you 60% of those are bank fishermen. So 60% of that. But just knowing how many boats were sold over the last and how many licenses, I mean, to hear that point that they're going to probably reduce creel limits, that's got to come. But I really think they'll cap it at the pro level, because it's going to get to a point where you can start to push people away from fishing, because it's
exactly.
So yeah, I think that's where it'll come from.
But so check this out, Josh. You hear some exactly. That's the reason. All I need is a little bit. Let me make it a bigger. Yeah, that's exactly it, Josh. You're right. Yeah. That's my number one reason.
Josh is on the Hawk team. See, he's a secret agent.
Yeah.
He's trying to play the slow roll like Hawk is doing for you at Logan Martin. He lets you feel good at Gunnersville.
Chicken Hawk is reaching. He like, is there any reason?
No.
Oh, there's more fishermen. That's why.
Like I said, I'm taking income from everywhere. Let me respond to Jones there. Look, okay. You're gonna see more wins in 2023. Just keep watching this channel.
Oh, look out.
Keep watching this channel when I take it over. That's right. 2023. I'm just gonna be spanking. That's what's gonna have to happen. I see that's the only thing some people understand. You know what I'm saying? Old school, when your child act up, what you do? That's old school. They can't do that nowadays, but I still do it. I'm a spank that guy right there.
Listen. Jones is out this way somewhere, so I mean, he can pull up on you. Okay. Oh man, let me see what else we got in here, guys. Let me see. All right, so yeah, you already saw that when Jones said, "Yeah, go ahead and get your scuba diver." All right, so hey, I guess that sums it up, guys. Look, we've been rolling for about 2.5 hours. Time flies when you are having fun. Yeah. And listening to some of these. Oh, are these excuses? What would you call these things?
These are facts, baby.
Because listen, how you go from having about 20 different reasons, and now we're down to you struggling to have one. I'm trying because the only one we have, and I just want to make sure that you don't say, see, you didn't tell my real reason. The only one we have is that you said that live imaging is real time. That is what you said, but sonar is real time.
But there's a difference on the cone. Now, to come to the Hawk's defense.
Okay.
Exactly.
There's a difference.
Oh, so from afar. I forgot. So
you forgot the afar.
You want me to,
real time afar.
Listen. So this is the thing.
Conversation. He said afar.
That's right. And so here you because see, I don't really watch football, but I know whenever they can't make the touchdown and it's like the fourth down or something like that, they kick the ball between something that's called a goal post, right? So have you ever seen them allow the other team to take that goal post and move it? Because Chicken Hawk
actually
think
the XFL a couple of years ago, they did have that goalpost.
So that's why you want to keep moving the goalpost, because that from afar thing, he has been saying his things for a lot. So apparently he's done research, because tonight he said from afar. He wanted to make sure he added that into it. So
but no, he was setting you up. He set that up from the beginning to pull it back at the end. That's like terrible.
There you go.
From afar. Okay, there we go. So I have that on there. All right.
Okay.
All right, guys. So I have had a great time tonight. We've had a lot of people in here, a lot of comments. So it looks like guys really enjoyed the live stream tonight. And I really appreciate you guys coming up. Anybody else have any closing out words?
Thank you, MoneyBass, for all you do, all kidding aside.
All right.
Appreciate it.
And to Hawk, my brother from a different mother.
There you go, baby. There you go.
And my 360 expert, I'm gonna have to hook up with you. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. All right. So Josh, I'll be in contact with you. So I'll go ahead and drop you two out, and then I'll beat up on Chicken Hawk for about 30 more seconds. And then
why don't you be in contact with Logan Martin? You don't want to do that, though. But
we're about to find out about that.
Are we doing a 2-day grind? Is that what you're doing to the Hawk? You gonna grind him for 2 days?
All right, Harry.
All right. See y'all later.
We'll see you.
All right, y'all. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right. All right. Let me see. There we go. All right. So it looks like you had your back up. I mean, you came out swinging, but apparently you had some blindfolds on and you were swinging.
I got jumped. You had them coming in through the comments. You had the DP sitting over there just warming up, and he gonna jump in the ring. then you brought your pros.
But man, I mean, what happened to your back? I mean, where did Shimano Shane? At one point, he was on there talking about Chicken Hawk in a previous live stream. Your people just abandoned you this time. They was like, I'm not gonna be a part of this foolishness. I need to wait.
Let me explain something to you. All that's gonna change come 2023 when I start breaking it off on you. That's when it's all gonna change.
Are you gonna have live imaging?
No.
Huh?
No.
So you're not gonna get live imaging?
I don't need it.
So you're gonna stick to that. So you're not. So listen, hold on. You're not gonna get live imaging, is what you're saying.
That is correct.
So you are going to take a beating to prove your point.
I'm not gonna take a beating.
You're gonna take a beating just to prove your point.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna. I'm not gonna take a beating. I will give a beating to prove my point.
Oh,
that's what I'm gonna do.
Come on, man. Don't do it. Don't. So, listen, you really saying that you're not gonna get live imaging?
Right.
You're gonna get power poles.
I'm gonna get my power poles first.
Oh, okay.
Because I want to stand still.
We still have some people in the chat. Do you guys think that he should get power poles or get live imaging? What do you guys think would be the best option or the better option for somebody that intends on catching fish? To have power poles. So let's say they're either going to have power poles or have live imaging. So if they have live imaging, no power poles. If they have power poles, they have no live imaging. What do you guys think in the comments? Let's just see. Let's see what they think. So you're going to go with the power pole. You really are not going to get live imaging.
Right, because I'm doing that to prove a point.
Exactly. There's somebody else doing the exact same thing.
Who?
There's somebody else doing the exact same thing, and it's not looking good for him, man.
Hey, I'm gonna prove a point. I'm gonna prove a point. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Now,
look what your partner got to say. What are you talking about? He's saying you need to go back and dig up caveman bones so that you can determine what your past was to predict your future. So when you get an archaeologist and he goes and he pulls up the Neanderthal bones that are in alignment with the progress that you were saying that you don't want to happen. Let me see. When tech made that possible, not every individual angler welcomes electronics boat captain. So electronics are a boat captain that gives them instructions. All right, chicken hawk. So really, so let's see. He said, Jones says neither. He needs a teacher for two. Oh Lord, Jones.
I don't need a teacher.
Jones is in there.
See, Jones is trying to get. Look, Jones can get some of that too.
Jones, wait a minute.
He can get some too.
Wait, what lake was Jones gonna be at? I thought it was Sinclair for a second, but I don't think it's Sinclair. I can't remember what lake he's gonna be at, but yeah. So yeah, it's not your lake Sinclair. But anyway, so you're really not gonna get live. Say it again.
Why does that surprise you? Why does that surprise you? Because I believe I can win without it. I don't need it to win.
Okay.
Now,
so
can it help? Can it put me? Can it put me in a position where I'm constantly throwing at fish? Yes, it can do. So, right?
Can I ask you one question? I mean, and listen, you can say I do not wish to answer this at this time. Okay, so you said you want to prove that you don't need that to win.
Right.
You currently do not and have not had it. When have you won?
That's different. Hold on. I mean, I beat you.
Oh, you don't wish to answer that at this
times. I beat you actually a few times.
I mean, so win.
What you mean what the win?
Win is first place.
Sometimes it depends on what you're going in there for. Now, if I'm going in there to beat somebody, I mean, I might go there to beat somebody. Remember what I used to always tell you when you would ask me how much weight you gonna have, and I used to say +1, like it's a date. +1. I'm gonna have 1 more pound than you have. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Just call me +1.
Man, oh man. All right. So I'm surprised that you changed your mind. I mean, because you were trying to get your live imaging just a few months ago, about 2-3 months ago. So now you really are not gonna get it.
Why does that surprise you?
Because of the results, because of what's going to continue to happen. I mean, this is what I'm saying. It's like if you have been swinging instead of getting socked in the eye, and you are saying that, hey, I'm going to continue on this path and continue. Oh, my nose. Oh, my lip. Oh, my eye. I'm going to prove that at some point I can swing but in the meantime, I'm gonna be taking all these licks. We had talked about that. So now you went back to the power pose. I'm just shocked. I'm shocked.
Just make sure you at the lake. That's all I need you to do.
All right. So we're gonna have to get
if you beat me, let's say if you beat me, then I may consider going get it. But you
that's already been happening.
No,
so you're saying just continue to do what
I'm going to another level right now.
Oh, right now at this very moment.
I'm about to focus. I'm about to focus on destroying you on the lake.
So you just did that.
I'm just starting that right now.
Right.
I mean, I've done it before. Like when I wanted to do it, like on Sinclair, I told you before the tournament, I said, I'm out here to destroy you. And what did I do? I destroyed you. So, because I think you caught what, 2, 3 fish? I mean, I don't know. I know no count.
Could have been.
5. I don't really talk to them. But so I don't know what you had. But all I know is them little bitty fish, they didn't weigh up to nothing. But the point is that if you beat me, not with me focusing now and intent on destroying, at that point, if you beat me, then I would have to say, okay, I may look at these other technologies.
Okay, gotcha. All right, guys. So
I already got 360.
Right. And
I got side imaging.
So I mean, I got it. So everybody in the chat, Chicken Hawk will be looking for a live imaging system. So if anybody knows of any sales or discounts or anything that are going to be coming up, just go ahead and hit him up. And there you go. I gave you a shout out. So I mean, they'll be looking out for you because you'll probably need it in the next. I would say by what, February time frame.
No, you know that's the time I normally beat you down. Early in the year, where you gonna start to beat me? Probably will be when we get to like around the June time frame. Like if we fish over the summer, that's where you will get me. I'll give you that. You'll get me there. Because I mean, I'm again, if I don't, without that, I'm going out there. I mean, I can use the tools that I have, but I won't be able to see what you'll be able to see with live. So yeah, you'll probably beat me then. But up until then,
you come close to beating me every 5 Junes, and then every 7 to 8 Junes, you may actually win or beat me. So it's only been what, like 3 Junes ago. So you still have like 4 more Junes to go.
No.
24, 25, 2026.
When is the schedule coming out?
In 2026 is when you will beat me again. In 2026. It's not that far. It's not as far as it sounds, man. I mean, that's acceptable.
Stop drinking on your live stream, man.
Listen, I want to ask you. Listen, I want to ask you.
You got to be drinking on the live stream.
Listen, I want to ask you something. That thing, where is that comment at? Let me find it real quick. I want to know what you think about. Hold on. Let me find it. Because this is really what the live stream was about. This right here, that comment. What do you think about the result of what this may actually cause to happen that affects everybody and not even the intended target? What do you think about that? And what we're talking about is the state conservation by reporting the possible effects of live imaging or any other thing that may affect the numbers or whatever of a certain fishery. What the state conservation stated is that regardless of the outcome of their research, they have no intention of pushing for any equipment bans. But what they will do is they will adjust the creel limits. So for instance, if you were allowed to catch and keep 30 crappie or crappie before, now they could reduce it to, or sacalade, they may reduce it to 25.
In Louisiana, we can keep as many as we want to.
Right. But once your peoples that are pushing for this stuff, they get down there. So listen. So then they adjust that creel limit. I mean, that is gonna be like so. I mean, it'll be funny and messed up at the same time. Like it's like shooting at something missing, or it's a ricochet.
I totally agree. That's why I said I did not agree with his approach. I mean, it's obvious he is doing it for a different reason. Okay, it's obvious.
What do you think I mean, I don't know. That's why I keep asking. But whenever I ask, like this one reason that you said, I have heard people say that before. But there are so many.
From what I've seen of him, I think his reason is, I mean, he just doesn't want to. He doesn't want to put that time in to learn that technology.
And so because of
that's
that,
what it boils down to. I think he's comfortable fishing the way he fishes, and the equipment that he uses is fishing, and he doesn't want to spend that time.
And
so I think that's his rationale.
And so because of that, you think somebody would go to the extreme of all of these different avenues and now running and reporting something to and getting masses of people to contact their state conservation just for that simple reason.
I think so, because you think about it. So he's on YouTube, right? And he's going to be talking about fishing. He's going to be talking about techniques in fishing, right? But if you're not up on the latest techniques and the latest equipment, eventually your channel will go down.
Oh, I see.
People are gonna want to hear, like, what do you do? Y'all, you put the clickbait up there, live imaging. People coming to see it, right? They come to see and talk about the newest technologies. But if I'm sitting back and I don't want to learn the new technology, I'm comfortable in what I'm doing, I'm comfortable where I'm fishing, then no, I wouldn't push. I would do everything I can to get that ban.
Right.
If that was I personally, that's my personal belief, that is where he may be coming from. I don't agree with going to I don't agree with, that's right. You hear that, right? You see it. But yeah, just read how you used to say in your school, reading in silence, okay, and take it in. But
Hey, talk about money. Hope they don't limit twigs or sticks krill.
Exactly. That's what we need to do. Hey Harry, we need to get the tree huggers out there. We're gonna get the tree huggers on you. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get the tree huggers on you.
What's his name has a question for you.
Who? Oh, so what's the bet at the moment? Well, what are we talking about?
Sunrise Showdown. I want you to watch how this conversation turns out. He asking you. That's what
I'm saying. So we talking on Logan Martin. What we talking?
Right. What we talking?
You want to put a note on it?
What's that?
A C note.
100. Just one?
How much you want?
I mean, he asking. He says, so what's the bet at the moment?
You just need to be worried about the tree huggers we gonna see. Okay. That's what you need to worry about.
So Sunrise Showdown.
That's gonna be like, hey man, I saw what you did to that branch, and we don't appreciate it. When you get back on this land, you're gonna be in trouble.
All right, look, Sunrise Showdown. Now you see, I told you, pay attention to how this happened.
I told you what we could do.
Is that he was going in the pet, then it's like he starts veering off because he don't want to hear. He don't want to talk about those numbers. He don't want to talk about that your ching.
I just talked to you about that.
Okay, so and remember, he gonna stomp me bad. So pretty much, I'm just giving a donation. Sunrise Showdown. It's really how much do I feel like just donating, because he about to stomp me, right?
Well, how much are you saying?
I mean, so how much do I feel like just handing over to you since you about to beat me so bad? I don't mind giving you 300.
You want 300?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, you about to take it from me anyway, right?
I am about to take it from you.
So Sunrise Showdown, let me hold. Okay, his questions, Sunrise Showdown says, I'm listening. He just listens for confirmation. So we can clip it and
I told you I don't want to hurt you that bad.
Huh? All right, sunrise showdown. You see, so it's starting to slowly veer. Okay, so you don't want to hurt me that. So you said you don't want to hurt me 300 bad. Okay, how bad are you okay with 299? Come on, talk to. Listen, sunrise showdown. He getting tired. He's sleepy. He waiting.
No, I'm just saying you don't want to do 100.
I mean, we can start off with that. But where we gonna end? So that's what we starting. So that's for showing up.
Hey, hey man, I'm just trying to tell you.
Look.
They getting caught up in your foolishness.
Somebody trying to save you. Who is that?
Exactly, Harry. But he's scared of that. He's scared of that.
Listen, Sunrise, he said, hey man, my ears, they still work.
Hey, man, I told you I'm saving up for my power poles, man. Don't you worry about that.
Oh, come on.
Look, like I said.
How much a power pole? We bet you a new set of power poles.
Ooh, okay.
Huh?
A new set of power poles?
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
All right. So what did Harry say? You right, Harry. You right, Harry. Harry is right. All right. So okay, so there we go, man. There we go. So we'll figure out the Logan Martin thing, but really, I want to do something where we have like look at Sunrise. He pushing for it. I told you. Hold on, with Chicken Hawk was like, no.
Hey man, you would have
oh goodness.
You would have side effects, man.
All right, man. It's getting late. It is late. I've been rolling for about 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'm not sure how long you've been on here, but it's been a good minute.
I've been listening for 2 hours, 45 minutes. I told you I keep an eye on you.
All right. Well, hey, that'll work.
Always got an eye on you.
So look, I really appreciate you hopping on the live stream, and I appreciate everybody for stopping in. Want to give a special shout out. And guys, once again, if you have not subscribed to the channel, we are growing fast, trying to hit that 5,000 subscriber mark. So we're almost there. So if you have not subscribed, please consider supporting the channel and subscribing. And let's see, hold on, let me just take a look real quick. Just see who else we have hopping in here.
Hey, man.
All right, we have, look at John Boat J has hopped in here. He says the Hawk say he ain't new to this. He true to this. Uh-oh. So you might have somebody coming in here giving you some
backup. There you go.
All right, and want to give a special shout out. Let me see, where are we at? Hold on 1 second. Let me find. Goodness, yeah, it was a lot of people in here, you know, getting active, which was a great thing, getting active in the chat. But want to once again give a big shout out to AV to the 7th power for showing some love to the channel, showing some support as always. And also, if anybody is interested in joining the money team, there is a join button right below the live stream. Just click on that. It will give you some information about joining the money team, which is becoming a member of the channel. And also want to give a shout out to Big Jim Fishing. He is the sponsor of tonight's live stream. Had a great time. All right, Chicken Hawk, we got to get your channel up and rolling, man. You got to get it going.
2023, I'm going to take this one.
Oh, see, there we go. There we go, man. There we go. All right, guys, really appreciate it. Gonna go ahead and head in. And I guess I will see you guys next week. But keep in mind, I do drop content on a daily basis. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. There's always tournament videos. Have a few of those that are going to be coming up. Always some tips of what happens on the lake. If you are in the Patreon, you will get some of that insider information, some of those tips that nobody else is going to really be knowing about. I mean, they may hear about it at the scales when they see that, when they see those weights moving around, but yeah, so I dropped some behind the scenes stuff in the Patreon, and also some other tips and baits that you may not have thought about using this, and how I got those to work. But that is about it. So guys, really appreciate it. All right, Chicken Hawk, I'll see you on the next one, and make sure you guys watch the videos that are going to be coming out throughout the week. All right, man. Appreciate it. All right.
All right.
All right, later.